in the place where everybody knows your name. Laughter fills the air like a sweet refrain. Sit and share a story, but I drink or two. In this cozy bar, where dreams come true, where smiles and friends remain, and good times ease the pain. Here we go again.
Vault, vault, vault. Is that working alright? Can you hear me now? Please let me know if this is working. Is it mute? Can you hear me? Is that working? Is it working twice? Is it working once? Why? Why, Delilah? You can hear me? Oh, Christ for that. Does Bailey's affect your hearing? Do I need to turn it down? Is that any better? How about now? Is that okay? Evening all. You thought it was the TA, you thought it was the Bailey's. This is supposed to be fairly low, so if it's still too loud, you let me know. Louder than the music of the football. Doesn't go any louder than me, no. Why has this suddenly changed? Why has that stopped working? I don't get this. I don't get it. It's all very weird. OBS got updated a few days ago. Stream Deck got updated a few days ago, and my Windows 11 got updated a few days ago, and OBS was not working at all. So then my motherboard and processors got updated a few days ago as well. So I was expecting a few problems, a few teething problems, but I don't get why my mic isn't working, or it isn't working on the screen on the old adagey thingy. I was silent to begin with. Not good enough. Not good enough. But at least we're working now. How are we anyway? Yes, I have. My throat's going a little bit. Right, Thermos. You have got one more chance. That's it, one more chance. The Smeg has been bought. It is in the front room. I haven't got a chance to use it yet. But we now have a Smeg cup. Also in polished black in there. So that might make an appearance soon. Are you listening, Thermos? Do not take my loyalty for granted, you pack of bastards. Oh, now that's hot. I was just wandering in here with my Thermos, as is one's want. And my dad said, what are you doing? You going on live? Yeah. Don't be swearing about Everton. Okay. I was going to wear me the hat that my daughter bought me for Christmas, which is in the front room. I didn't. I was going to wear the orange hat with the orange smock at some point, and the orange snood gaiter. I will do that. I'll be fully Hollanded up at some point. So watch this space. Hello to the 6,000 people over on Twitch. There's not 6,000 people over on Twitch. There's just Mandy. I'm going to say hi anyway because I'm like that and that's the way it is. I want to say it twice from 2 different accounts because that counts as chat over on Twitch. Mad, innit? Plus it's too hot for the orange hat. I took me smock off about half an hour ago because I was starting to get warm. Even though it wasn't cold. Know what I mean? Know what I mean? Something stuff going around my head at the moment and I can't work it out. That's cheating. It's not cheating over on Twitch, Mandy. I'm playing the system slightly. Ooh, Prefab Sprout over on the jukebox. The bass player, Wendy Smith, followed me on Twitter before I deleted my account, which I've undeleted, but I need to go back in and delete it again. I have downloaded my archive now. I didn't want to lose all my little cartoons, all my wonderful owl cartoons and things like that. And my cartoon of Mr. T having a wank behind the bushes with a semi-aroused Peter Crouch looking on. You'll have to see. That sounds a lot worse than it actually is. It's a good cartoon. I'll show you that. Now, so for the time being, you've got the hat, the famous hat. I am Indiana Jones, or more like Montana Smith. What you see is what you get right now. Well, it's been a fucker of a day, hasn't it? Be honest. Be honest. You've been there for most of it, all of you. So long, man. I woke up, got out of bed, dragged the comb across my head. Has anyone ever tried that? End up with blood everywhere. You're not supposed to drag it across your head. Paul McCartney, you idiot. Yeah, up, showered, out. Rapid this morning. Met up with the wonderful Thomas. It was nice to see him after all this time of chatting away. Especially given the fact that he lives, well, 20 miles in that direction. But we also go to the same football stadium. And, alright, there's 40,000 people in there, but you would have thought you'd have bumped into each other a little bit earlier, but no. It was organised. And he brought me goo. I have goo in the fridge now. For post-stream. I might even have a hot chocolate to go with it. Have I sent? I have, haven't I? I think I sent. Did everyone see it? Did everyone see it? Looked fun, it was. Do you know what it was? It was just like watching Brazil. No, it wasn't. Where are we? Image 4. I'm going to put this on now. Image. It was just like meeting up with someone you know, because it was. There you go. That's us. For those who missed it, just resize that slightly. There you go. That's the pre-match car stream. Showing a remarkable grip on the ball there. Looks like it could seem well, especially in the weather that we had that particular day today. So there he is. Now you know what he looks like. Now you can go and stalk him. Yeah. Plus, it wasn't just me on my own. I felt the burden being lifted on being a presenter. It's a kind picture. It's a very kind picture. Did I know it was him and not some rando getting in my car? There was a clue, Louise. There was genuinely a clue. He was wearing a bear's paws staff t-shirt. And I was talking away to you lot and looking at something, and I looked up, and there was someone stood in front of the car, looking uber cool, by the way, in his shades, with the Bears Paws logo. And I thought to myself, this'll have to be him, or it's gone very weird. And anyway, it was him. It was our Thomas. You did some screenshots. You cropped yours, though. That's because you're a pro for show. I did that about 5 minutes before I came in this room. But I have also got some other stuff. He flashed at me first. He did. Pleasure to have met you as well. Of course you admire me. Of course you do. Here's what I do my Oscar speech, isn't it? You love me. You really love me. It was a privilege to hijack the streaming. It's never hijacked. There's an open invitation to anybody in this community who wants to appear on the stream. If I am live and you can see me, knock on the door, wave your tit at me wherever it is, and then just come in and you're welcome. Next time it does happen, I will have a horizontal stream, and it'll be wide angle so you can see the whole of the car, rather, because it was just a portrait one, which is literally supposed to be just like a selfie thing, isn't it? You were flashing the breast. It felt very much like joining the Masons, one of those. That's like one of those weird handshakes, and then flap your no, don't flap your. Oh, speaking of flaps, Louise sent me a picture of her flaps earlier. I'm still getting over it, to be honest with you. Hubba hubba, that's all I can say. I might even share it with you. The burden was lifted. You were suddenly very conscious of the responsibility not to swear, and so you didn't, and then straight away I was effing and blinding like a trooper. Because it's like that, and that's the way it is. A couple of handsome fellas, yes, they were just outside the car looking at us thinking, what's going on here? There was busies behind us and all kinds. Connor, you are here before Ali O. You are? The freakily short finger. It's not, it's just shy. Little shy finger. Really want to see those fingers. Yeah. Did the stress ball get a lot of use during the match? It should have done. Even, do you know what? We weren't that bad. The last 10, 15 minutes, we showed that we could have got into them and played. They weren't just there to be entertained by us. Help yourselves to 3 points. We could have got at them. But unfortunately, our manager is a complete and utter twat. So, there we are. You think Tic Tac's a little white mince, know what I mean? Fucking hate him. The sooner he's gone, the better. We're supposed to have this final season, this glorious final season at Goodison. A celebration of everything that is Everton. Looking back at our history, some of the great players to have played at that stadium. Pele's played there, Lev Yashin. There's been a World Cup semi-final at that stadium. No other stadium apart from Wembley in England has hosted a World Cup semi-final. Just Wembley and Goodison Park. And for the final season, what do we get? Complete and utter clown ball. It's fucking horrible. Who do Everton have in their next match? I can't even speak today. We are away on, is it New Year's Day? Who have we got? I need to check this out, man. You funk soul brothers. Yes, I know, 24-25. We have got Bournemouth away on Saturday. Then the FA Cup. That's such a twatty thing to do, that. Everton versus Peterborough United. Thursday, 7:45 kickoff. That's the kind of game, I know we're not a big draw anymore, but that's the kind of game that Peterborough fans will have been absolutely crying out for. A chance to go to a big team in the Premier League, to an old-fashioned, proper stadium, have a day out, have it on 3 o'clock Saturday, have a day out, bring the kids, go into Liverpool afterwards, or beforehand even, have a wander around the Albert Dock, see the sights, and then go and watch this game. And what did he do? 7:45 on a fucking Thursday. Absolute bastards, I hate them. They never, ever, ever consider the football fans. It's always about the Dwayne Eddies. What is Danish for Specsavers? Yeah, that referee was an absolute tit. You were that close to bouncing the ball either off the referee's head or Jack Harrison. Jack Harrison's coiffured bonds. To be fair to him, his hair is fantastic. It is a work of art. Now that he's got rid of his top knot, there's a huge, I don't know, what would you call it? A twat-demic, would that work? Of top buns, top knots and buns, man buns, during that Leeds up and down season that they had. Everyone seemed to have top knots and man buns. Bastards. Hate them. It's called Louis Nielsen in Denmark. Or Louis Nielsen in Denmark. Yeah, get to Louis Nielsen. Am I going to it now? I haven't been to an away game in a long time. Plus Bournemouth's a fucker of a place, isn't it? Too far, too few credits, better things to do. Like watching paint dry, for a start. You said hi to me loads today, you have. It's nice to feel wanted, to feel needed, to feel appreciated. Yeah, Bournemouth fans are not real, they don't exist. Have you ever met one? Never, ever, ever. What you will have met is Southampton fans taking the piss. That's about it. Their home stadium is a 15,000 seater capacity. There's non-league teams who've got better stadiums than them and fill them regularly. You're already wearing glasses, so it must be a momentarily delusion. Fair enough. A momentary lapse of reason. Liverpool won today. Yeah, as I walked in, I think another goal went in, so I just went and made myself a cup of tea and stayed out the way of it. Tune. Temptation's fantastic. I love this. I've still got that album there as well somewhere. Luxury Gap, as they call it in Leeds. Or Sheffield. Luxury Gap. Lord and Wicken for Ferretin, Cowrie, Brewood, Quicksilver Griffin. I know him. Brewood, Quicksilver Griffin. Wasn't he a wrestler in the WWF? Kirsty, no. Am I going to the next Everton match in the Cup? Nah. Can't be arsed with them, mate. I've had enough. I'm going to the cup game, the league games, because I've got my season ticket. Apart from that, I wouldn't even be bothered going this year. As soon as that dick goes, things will improve. I'm telling you now, right? I'm telling you now. Give that squad to David Moyes, and we'll be higher in the table. We'll be playing better football, and we'll be stronger at the back. Because there's some very, very good players in that squad who look completely and utterly bereft of ideas. There's no tactics. Hang on, will we? Hang on, footy on. The last 10-15 minutes showed, well, as soon as we had Nathan Patterson and Jesper Lindstrom on the right side, who were overlapping each other and getting a few crosses in, we looked dangerous. Up until then, we looked clueless. We just kept letting them play. That shouldn't be the way you do it at home. Get into them, get stuck into them. Bastards. You'll go into the cup game. Do you know what that is? That's a banana skin waiting to happen, that one, isn't it, Peterborough? Or Posh, as they're known. Kirsty is over there casting spells. She is. She's very bewitching with her spells. Mrs. Tom has just arranged to take your ticket for the Villa game. Are you alright, Mrs. Tom? How are you feeling in your noggin? How are you feeling in yourself? You're alright? Can you hear me, Mrs. Tom? You've never been to an Everton match before, Connor? I wouldn't bother, mate. Seriously. The best way to try and describe it that you can do at home without actually going to the game is see if you can find dog shit and then throw it into your eyeballs for 90 minutes. And have someone who's got a really gravelly voice just throwing their arms in the air every couple of seconds. That's pretty much what it is, to be honest with you. With the occasional shout of "fuck off Harrison" in the background. I'm sure you can find someone to do that for you. If you're looking for a right back, we has Patterson looked really good when he came on, and especially with Lindstrom down that right hand side. All game we were asking for, or I was asking for, overlaps. 2-on-1 against the fullback, overload the fullback, overlap. It's not difficult. And you've got a good player in the air. Brogy is not bad in the air. When we had Beto and DCL on, they're really good in the air. Just whack the ball in, constantly overlap, whack balls in, they will score goals. It's not necessarily the tiki-taka style of football that we'd like to play, but needs must when the devil drives and all that jazz. Do you know what? There's players there. There's a team to be built around Pickford, Branthwaite and Jai. That's three. That's your spine. Throw in someone who's good. Mangala looked pretty good today, to be honest with you. Just throw in a spine of those players and start building around it. And O'Brien, the Irish lad, 6'5", 6'6", built like a brick shithouse. Is he absolutely awful? Is he taking time to settle in? Is he injured? Or was that John Textor thinking he'd bought Everton before he did, giving us a deal so that he could transfer money from one going concern to the one that was about to go bust? Just putting it out there. Does Domingo like the ball? Right, so we're waiting for Domingo's review of the ball. Will he walk past it with disdain, with very little interest, or will he jump straight in there? Mrs. Tom is on the treadmill. Go on, pick those knees up. You can do it. I believe in you. Oh, I fucking hate that, you know. Those American films, no, the ones that have to be sugary sweet. There's always some little prick with a bad haircut and them little headbands on his wristbands, aren't they? I believe in you. Fuck off, dickhead. Imagine an English film like that. Well, I'm going to give it my best shot. No point, lad, you shit. End the credits. I'd watch that rather than the other one, definitely. Anyway, I believe in you. Keep going, Mrs. Tom. Yeah, that's it. Keep those knees moving. Mandy, have you ever been to a match before? You've only ever been dragged to one match, Nuneaton Town, never again. I'm not surprised if all you've ever been to is Nuneaton. That's not good. That's not exactly like watching, I don't know, the 1970 Brazil team versus the 2008 Barcelona side, is it? Is it? Be honest. Nuneaton. I've never seen Nuneaton play. Live or even on TV. That's how bad things are. That's a genuine experience you have over me, that one. You've watched Nuneaton. I haven't even watched a nun eating. You got that far ahead of me on that one. Never again. Seen it, done it, bought a t-shirt, fucked off home. That's how Mandy talks in real life, by the way. I pretend to be Welsh, but I'm actually from Birmingham. She doesn't really. All right, Skip. Yeah, Mandy's not into football. She would much rather knit. I might change the knit, you know, that's that colour. It doesn't look knitty enough. There should be needles in them balls, so to speak. What did he say? You don't remember anything apart from freezing. Football, of course, is played during the non-summer months. And while you do get some really nice games at the start of the season and at the end of the season, some of those ones in the middle, where we are now pretty much, is horrific. Isn't today, apart from Liverpool, haven't we played everyone? So this should be the mid part of the season. Or am I completely wrong? I don't know. That would be interessante. And I got pictures of Gary, who sits in front of me. I've got a picture of his season ticket, and Mark, who sits next to me on the right, he's got a load of other customer numbers where they all sit together. So I'm going to make sure that I sit with all of them for next season. Once you're in there, that's it. But we have to wait for the second tranche because Josh, who used to be a young lad, who's now a fella. Shit, that, isn't it? He missed out by about 6 months in being on the first tranche, because he was only a kid at the time. Even though he was there for every game, he didn't have his official season ticket. So, ball ache. He must have been going in on someone else's ticket at the time. So we're going to have to wait for tranche 2, which I think is 2 days later, but it doesn't really matter, does it? Don't matter. Don't really matter. Where in Wales are you from? North Wales. Rhyl, North Wales. It's a lovely town. Near some very, very spectacular sites as well. Dizzeth Falls, Rutherglen Castle. Gorgeous. And you're currently reading book 35 out of 41. I remember when you started, was it 2 or 3 or something that you mentioned on here? Then all of a sudden you're all the way there. That'll be done in the space of 20 minutes. You know what she's like. She's a speed reader. What time do you call this? Bennett. What time do you call this? Turning up late. Fashionably late. Your mum's family is North Wales. Your dad's family is Mid Wales. Ooh, mixed marriage. It's a lovely, lovely country, Wales. Genuinely. Very pretty. Very, very pretty. We'll have to have a word from today's sponsor anyway. There you go. Hang on. There you go. This is nutty to me. Oh, my cheddar. Mature cheddar. See, it works wonders. Donald, level 11. It's going up. It's going up. It's there. It's there. Fabuloso, as they say in Japan. Fashionably late. Get in, make a grand entrance. Flounce in. I love the word flounce. I might use that in one of my new videos. Flounce. Watch this space. I like a flounce. I've now got to work out a way of flouncing. Smashing it, Donald. You're smashing it, mate. How's things on the west coast of Ireland, clinging on to the very last little fingernail of Europe? How's things there? Although I suppose Iceland and whatever is further over, isn't it? Great seeing you guys together today. It was great, wasn't it? Trying to freshen things up on the stream by giving you special guest stars that you've all been asking for, by the way. There's been a plethora of levelling up. There was 3. There was a hat-trick on the pre-stream. That's the one, wasn't it? The first one. Yeah, there was a hat-trick for that one. So they're everywhere. Who else leveled up? Who did we get who leveled up today? Jim leveled up. Jim, the cartoony drawly dude. I followed you, by the way, Jim, if you're here or not, I don't know. But I followed you back anyway, so thank you very much. Who else? And also, fair play to you for the use of the word plethora, which I think is a lovely word. It sounds like some kind of fabric, doesn't it? Like pleather. Loads of pleather is a plethora. Makes sense to me. Plethora and mellifluous. Just arrived and the level went mad. Donald, every time you arrive, the level in here goes through the roof, dude. You watch both of them. There was 3, Ali. There was 3, not just both. There was 3. Kirsty, if you're back, the police helicopter's about and you want to know what's happening, get out there, investigate. Let us know. We want to know now as well. I'm not being nosy, but find out what's happening. I won't be able to sleep if I don't. Jenny Thong 9 did as well, yes. And someone else. Who else was it? New people in the stream. Yeah, that's the thing about doing the portrait streams. All of a sudden, people turn up from nowhere. I mean, what were they today? The stream that shall now be referred to as the Thomas stream got 300 views. The in the stadium one got 120. The one on the way home got 328. So that's not just the community watching, that's random people dipping in and out, which helps, because occasionally you will get a subscriber or someone to go and watch other videos from there. Louise, yes, you did as well, didn't you? By the way, now looks about the time, doesn't it? Would you like to see Louise's flaps? Would you? Here we go. These are Louise's famous flaps. That is some mighty fine flap action, has to be said. And it's not tiny, it's just a shy little finger, isn't it? It's not tiny, it's just shy. As if to think, it's cold, I don't want to come out, it's cold, that's why the gloves are here. That's all that is. Lovely colour as well. Lovely colour. They didn't all say hello, they don't. People just sit there, watch it for about 2 minutes and go, what is this melty-faced imbecile on about? Next. But occasionally you do get people dropping in and going, this is weird, I like this, I'll follow you. Which, what more can you ask for? They are smart, they're very smart. Need you some flaps you can't cope with, glove tips on your fingers. They're really handy, those ones. I only got them, my ones I got them off Amazon. They're cheap enough and easy just to have in the car or in your backpack or wherever you carry them with you. You've still the fingerless gloves, but if you really get cold, just lift your flap, stick your finger in, and everything's good in the world tonight when Smokey sings. Like hunting mitts they are. The photographer ones are the weirdest. Watching Henry Turner, and he had a video sponsored by some company that make them. Normal gloves, but the tips of the fingers and thumbs open up, and they're like, there's quite stiff, there's material in there, and then you just flick it back and it sticks, so they come out the way. I think it's magnetic, so you can use your camera and then flick them back on. Looks brilliant. Not sure I'd ever used them, like, but they look nice. Ali's gloves only have one finger fingerless for the trigger. There you go. Straight from the boss's mouth. She's telling you there. That's all you need. And our Ali has got her trigger finger insured for 1 million lira with Lloyd's of London, which is about €40. €40. You've got to feel it. There's no point having gloves on when you do it because you haven't got the connection. You need to feel that physical connection between the gun, the bullet, and the splatter on the wall. She did miss you with every bullet so far. That's probably because it's so windy where you are that it's never going to happen, is it? Unless you're shooting directly into the wind, like a plane taking off. Yeah, there's no Kippers, Jeff or Horace tonight. Unfortunatamente. On account of the fact that I was in late, obviously. You want a bucket of strawberries? Oh, now you're talking. 23 minutes and 49 seconds of the TomTom stream, you saw the gold bear. You did indeed. the famous bear. It's still in there, to be honest with you. But I did bring me thermos in, because that was the one I took with me. Because I'm worth it. Thermos, if you're watching, it's got a smeg one in there. Thin ice, boys. Thin ice. You'll pay for a pair in cricket ball colours with appropriate seams. You can get Parky in summer at cricket, and not Parky the spinner. You have knitted similar, but only the thumb is tipless and a half mitt for the fingers. They are nice. Cricket ball colours would be very nice. That's, put them on Etsy. You make a fortune, man. You're honoured to hold the bear. Burned into your palm. It was heavy, but it had a mystic weight. That's the knowledge. All the knowledge that's ever been in the world is in that bear. That's why it's so heavy. That, and it's made out of lead. So if you start feeling ill the next couple of days, just saying. Tear and coch. Tear and coch. And shit, I want chicken and a can of coke. You see, I don't really talk like that, but I did it. I did it today. Got to please the Panthers, ain't ya? Got to please the Panthers. It's heavy for its size, it is. Fair bit of weight in it. Fair bit of weight. Playing the old weighting game. I was going to show you something else as well. Which I will do in a sec. I've just remembered what it was. I have leaded it. I have loaded it up as well. So it is waiting now. When is the stadium officially closed? I think we're having some events after the season finishes. And then after that, who knows? I haven't really looked through exactly what they're doing with the old one. I've been more interested in what they're doing with the new one. Because I have to get my season ticket sorted out. But this is the last season, and the last game will be in May. So after that, maybe a concert or two. Maybe Lions versus Christians. I like the Christians. Good band. I saw them in 19 something. 80 odd, 90 odd. Otterspool Prom did a free gig, the Christians. With some band I never heard of, and then the Stairs, Edgar Summertime, Edgar Jones, whatever you want to call him this week. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. There's only 3 of them. Superb. Got an album called Mexican R&B, and he sings like Mick Jagger with that drawl. Brilliant, but it sounds brilliant. And the album was released in mono. 91ish. Mad. Great band though. And the Christians were superb live. Just saying. As were The Real Thing. Saw them at Aintree Racecourse in May. Going back a few years ago, like. The rain was coming in sideways. It was freezing cold. It was horrible. And they were outside giving it the beans. It was brilliant. Fucking expensive though. For a random Tuesday night. Your bro and sister-in-law are in South Africa for Christmas, is that Ali? Connor's on 171. You're playing darts. That's not a snooker score, is it? He drove up a mountain to the highest pub in Africa. Got to be South Africa then. Event, Tom Bowler for the chairs. I'm hoping we're allowed to keep our chairs. I don't mean like just take them with us, but it would be nice if they give us the option to buy them or pick them up or something. Go and stick it in the back garden. Just go and sit off and record videos of me shaking my head going, this is fucking shit, this. Like the old days. Yeah, Jimmy Carr's go-to words in Scouse is always chicken and a can of coke. It's not a stereotypical thing, but it is a phrase that if you get it right, you can then very easily get into doing a Scouse accent. A lot of people do say chicken. Chicken, lad. Got any chicken? Hey, mache. Guess I go with you fucking chicken, lad. Can of Coke. But I don't talk like that because I've got a brain, so. Send us some videos. No problem at all. Send them ali home. I might not be able to show them tonight, but I will be able to put them on at some point. We like our sort of travelogues, don't we? One video says, oops, driving up here, not for sissies. It's not a problem. You'd love your seat, but it's part of a larger bench. That's the unfortunate problem, isn't it? Mine's plugged into concrete, but I think it's a sort of singular thing, so I could have it in theory. Yeah, the upper Bullens, it is very wooden, isn't it? It should give you something now. Anyone who's been going for as long as any of us have, we deserve something. I think most of us should deserve a new kidney or a heart or something, given that they've driven us to drink. Our snow patrol from Wales, they are, well, they're not all from the same place, are they? It's Northern Ireland, North Wales, and I think, is there someone from Scotland, or did they meet, a lot of them meet up in Scotland? I can't remember. There's definitely one from Ireland though, Northern Ireland, I think. I don't like Snow Patrol, but Ways and Means, I think, is a fantastic song. But I'm a bit weird like that, aren't I? You're a bit weird like that. Take a saw, chainsaw or a welding torch. I mean, you can't take your bottle of orange with the plastic lid on it, but I'm sure a welding torch or a chainsaw, or even an old school hacksaw thing. I mean, not many of them come with a polarising filter, to be fair, but you know. What is that? It's a hacksaw, as long as it isn't the top of a bottle. That's dangerous. You'd be throwing them 300 yards that way at the away fans. Can't do that. Of course, you can come in with the handful of chains that you've got, this metal stuff that you can throw at them, but you can't have your top off your bottle. Weird. Someone in your section will definitely have a chainsaw. They will. It's a dry stadium. You can't have alcohol in your seat, and I've been there over Christmas when someone's got a bottle of Jägermeister out. Which, how did they manage to get it past the snoops on the door? Full-sized 1 litre, 1.5 litre bottle of Jaeger, whatever it is. Just passing it around everyone. Are you cold? Yeah, have a blast on that, lad. What? Not long videos, just a couple of seconds and some pics. I will put them together into a little travelogue. I'll see if I can make some African style music as well, or high life music. High life for the highlights. Connie, you're watching the darts and the stream. Fair play to you, man. I'm not a darts fan, but if I ever put them on, it's the World Championship, isn't it? January. End of December, start of January. If it's ever on for 5 minutes or more, you get hooked by it. I just don't like the people that are in the crowd. Tryhards, man. Keep meaning to get in early enough to have a look as to whether you can unscrew the seat itself. Just start taking it one little section at a time till you get home. Last game of the season, people will be stood up. You can't stand up, you can't sit down, there's nothing left. Swiss Army knife might take a while. Have you watched The Great Escape? Nothing is impossible. It would be good, wouldn't it, if we could get them? I hope so. Louise beat you to it because she isn't trying to type with massive talons like you. Spooky Mandy, she is. This tablet is a minute behind everyone else. It might be, We'll take your word for it. Go on, there you go. It's Christmas after all. Goodwill to all men and women. You're multitasking, darts on the tablet, this on your phone, and you're sat sorting a pile of paperwork. Working too hard, man. Working too hard. Got to put your feet up, enjoy the show. Put your sore feet up. His feet should be okay, by the way. This is verified, peer reviewed. Thomas was wearing sensible shoes today. Comfortable, sensible shoes. Not painful, but good shoes, you know. Proper shoes. Proper shoes. Oh, where is Steve-O? Yes. And Helen. The Norfolk correspondent. Does that mean that now Thomas has to be the oblong correspondent? Do we need to have correspondents all over the world? All over the world. That you're quoting Billy Connolly, Mandy. She swears like Billy Connolly. It's disgusting. Disgusting behaviour. Turns around to face the crowd. Talking about wee jobbies. Yep. It is warm, man. It is very, very warm. I know lights, camera, action, radiator, but it's not cold out, is it? Has anyone been out today apart from the stars of the TomTom stream? Because it's not really cold at all. It said it was 12 degrees in my car. I don't mean in my car, I mean the temperature in the car dashboardy thing said it was 12 outside. And if the wind would have gone away, it felt fairly warm. Spring isn't that far away. And today, like I told you, today, 4 o'clock sunset in the UK. First time it's hit 4 since, well, months ago it'll be, won't it? We're on our way. We are on our way. How's Mrs. Tom and Domingo? Mrs. Tom is currently doing mile 24 of a marathon on the treadmill. I may have exaggerated slightly there. Domingos Duarte is currently having a stare-out competition with a knitted cricket ball. No stilettos today, even though he wanted to look taller because he was with a big lad. Tom is from the Wirral, he is. And you can't tell by the way he talks. You can't. Not like some people. I've got loads of mates from the Wirral, loads that worked with us in the office. And they've all got the proper Wirral O. Thomas hasn't. He just sounds well spoken, like an intelligent young man. Saucony, how do you pronounce that? I only know you could sing it to So Lonely by the Police, which you can also sing Sue Lawley to, can't you? That was Drizzly Rain when you were out. That Dreich and Dreary, Drizzle, Mizzle. Domingo is conspicuous by his absence currently. Eddie Izzard taught me never turn your back on a cat. Look behind the sofa. They're normally digging. Mind you, he did it was about the Great Escape, the cats, wasn't it, with him? You checked your sunset times, you don't get 4 p.m. till Friday. Louise, that might be because you're 38,000 feet up on Mount Pendle. And then you've got all the proper sort of gale force winds up there, haven't you? Which blows the sun down a little bit. But Friday for you, then we're on the march to March, literally. Would you know anyone called Williams in the Wirral? Or someone called Darrell, whose surname is Worrell? Darrell Worrell in the Wirral. We were perfect. You wouldn't know what the Wirral accent is if you're honest, Ali. It's like a Scouse accent, just edged off slightly. And there's a strange thing about how they pronounce the letter O in words. So if you're talking about Yoko Ono, Yoko Ono, Ono don't go, it's Yoko. They sound slightly camp when they say the letter O, which is really weird. And I mean really weird. When someone's being hyper-aggressive towards you. It's going to kick off, lad. It's going to kick off. I'm going to KO you. What? And, you already have done. I'm on the floor crying with laughing at the fact that you're trying to sound hard saying KO. Bizarre. But there you go. Bizarre, yeah. Is the tree staying up or going away on 12th night? That tree is staying where it is. Because that's not just a Christmas tree. A tree is not just for Christmas. That's the tree of life. That is sort of representando of that. See, it even looks a bit like it, doesn't it? The tree of life. Price v Clayton, Wales v Wales. The crash of the Dragons. Sunrise today was 8:54 and set at 15:57. Southport, it set at 1600 hours, which I know it's just like a psychological thing, but that little difference between 1558 and 1600 is massive. There's 2 Whittle Squirrels living over your side. That'll do it. It can't be as bad as the Hull accents. That is a weird accent, Louise, isn't it? No, don't go. What? What the fuck? How can you mangle vowels that badly? Even Lloyd Grossman doesn't mangle vowels as bad as that. But yeah, it's weird. I think the letter O is very strange in the English language, depending on where you are. It gets pronounced in 1,000,001 different ways. Hull. Lucy Beaumont. Beaumont. What are you on about? The one after this one, I think the Welsh one will win. Pin your flag to the mast there. Enter the fucking dragon. Both Welsh. So she will win the bet. There you go. Easy money. Saying that with the accents, I like accents. Doesn't matter how weird or bad they're supposed to be. I get annoyed with the constant having a go at Welsh and Brummie accents as being bad. Every place in the UK has awful versions of their accents. And also lovely versions of their accents. So it depends on who you bump into. Not wrong with a Brummie accent. And the Welsh, depending on where they come from as well, can be quite sing-song, can be quite aggressive, can be quite laid back. All different accents, man. But Hull is weird. Don't know where it comes from. Because you'd think, obviously, the East Coast, you'd think there's a lot of Germanic, a lot of Viking influences. If you listen to Newcastle, Carlisle on the other side, a lot of Scotland, there's very, very Scandinavian and Nordic influences in how they talk. Nobody I've heard anyway, in Denmark, Germany, Sweden, Poland, Norway, Finland, Estonia, Latvia, no one speaks like they do in bloody Hull. It's mad. It's cray-cray, and not in a good way. The sun sets 9 minutes later than at the shortest day. It's already noticeable. 9 minutes is noticeable. Definitely. And if you're getting, I think over where we are, it works out at about 2 to 3 minutes per day extra. A little at the start and a little at the end. So within the space of 10 days, you're getting an extra half hour's daylight. So 3 weeks, you're getting an hour and a half, and that makes a hell of a lot of difference. You want Price to win that one? He was a rugby player, wasn't he, Price? Gerwyn Price. I'm going to hit double top, then I'm going to a fucking rack boy, innit? You know what I'm talking about. He fucking loves it, he does. Then he's going to drink a pint of his mate's sick, because that's what rugby lads do, isn't it? Weird. Well, over here they do anyway. I think they were trying to sound posh, but it doesn't quite work. Yes, Louise, it does sound more pish than posh, to be honest with you. Your posh accent sounds pish, by the way. But it's weird. Where's it come from? Where does it go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? Yeah, it's just strange. But the influence must come from somewhere. Again, you can tell where the Scouse accent comes from when you hear it. And you hear Welsh, Irish, bit of Scottish and a bit of, I don't know, Nordic, all combined. That sounds Scouse. Other places, just weird. This must have sprung up by itself. In March, it's over 5 minutes per day there. Of course, where you are in relation to where we are, it might be slightly different. 5 minutes a day is much more than we get. But 3, 4, 5 minutes a day extra is fantastic. In that case, 5 minutes a day, 12 days, less than 2 weeks, you've got an extra hour. Piggly ding next. So your hands on the air if you want to go behind the bar even. I am looking forward to it this year. I said it last year and I wasted it. I am going to make a concerted effort not to waste it this year. To at least just take me bag. I've got my backpack. I've got a backpack now, not just me record bag, where I can throw everything in, throw it in the back of the car. So I go somewhere, I can whip out my kit and make some fantastic magic happen. It was weird the other day as well. I've mentioned there's a Southport woman whose channel I watch as well. She was parked up in the same place I park, and it was weird seeing someone else's video with my backdrop. That's it. I'm sorry, it's my backdrop, right? Mine, no one else's. Bizarre to see. I mean, I've seen plenty of people who've been either in Southport who are from Southport, and watching them drive around is always a bit, oh look, I know that place. I know that place, as though I'm in the middle of Tokyo or something. Every place in Southport if you're from here. But just seeing someone else parked up in the dogging car park, it's like, doesn't look right. Where's the Mercedes, man? Ali's back again. Was that a very, very quick job, was it there, Ali, A little bit of wet work? Louise's phone pulsed and you were sent into action with your one fingerless glove. No need for flaps. Ali never flaps. Target acquired. Good night, Vienna. 22nd, it was 6 seconds longer. The 23rd, it was 4. Now it's close to 2 minutes. Right, so the game tops out at 5.5 minutes in a couple of months. Right, 40 seconds. It's just mad the way it works, but I love it. Have I got a car sticker for the channel? I haven't. A little bear's paws sticker would work really well, wouldn't it? What I should have in the back of my car, I should just print off and laminate a QR code, shouldn't I? And a picture of me looking daft in a stupid hat. Wanna watch me stream? I'm funny. My mummy says I'm special. That kind of stuff. Car sticker. I wonder who can do them. I haven't looked at T-Mill for a while. They brought out loads of stuff. And I mean loads with a capital Lo. I think they might even do watery things. You nerded a lot of astronomy books as a child. I think it's a fantastic thing to do. Get your kids into a couple of things. Get your kids into looking round at this level, how beautiful the world is. Get them looking at that level, how beautiful the shops that you go past are. Liverpool's a great place for it. Newcastle is, Belfast is as well. These really old buildings that have got glass shop fronts. If you look up, the architecture is amazing. And then get them looking up there as well. Not just looking at the feet or looking at the phone. Get looking up. It's amazing. The sky's fantastic. Weather's fantastic. There's some really good programmes about the weather, which you think that must be really boring. It's just about weather. 4 hours later, I've watched the entire series and I wish there was more episodes. There isn't, but there should be. It would be an idea, just so people walk past and go, ba-dink, 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 what's this? Melty-faced lunatic up to. I could tie a ninja potato to the aerial. Once the weather calms down, I will go out and show you the fact that I haven't got a fucking aerial on my phone. Mandingo. It is not a 1970s Mercedes. It's a 2005. They haven't got bloody aerials on them. When was the last time you were in a car? What was it? Was it a Hillman Imp or something? But now that you mention that, bring back aerials on cars, proper aerials. Frankly, Madai, I don't give a damn. Well said, Jeff. Right, either someone's setting off fireworks or we are in the middle of a battle out there. Speaking of pause, just saw Paddington 2. Those movies are good. I have grown-ass adults, I hate saying that phrase, grown-ass adults, proper midlifers who absolutely love Paddington and will not have a bad word spoken about it. It must be for a reason. Might be the best visual feed you ever saw. That's high praise, that, considering how good some films look. Is it 2 or 1 where Hugh Grant is doing the song and dance routine? That's fucking insane. I've seen that. Who didn't love Paddington as a child? His parents, bastards. Send him over here as well. Illegal immigrants coming here, stealing our jam sandwiches. Well, marmalade, isn't it? You know what I meant. Back windscreen wiper. My car does not have a back windscreen wiper. It is a saloon car. Hatchbacks normally have them. I don't have one. Unfortunatamente. Hugh Grant in the second one. You've done really well as well. Pint for Louise. Do you want to flirt with that, love? Pint for Casper. Mandy, tea and coke, are we talking there? Are we? Bucket of tea for Donald. I'm assuming this, you see, just by the emojis. I may be wrong. I could be right. That's Public Image Limited, by the way. I could be wrong, I could be right. Fantastic, I love that. The Pistol series, little mini series that was on Amazon Prime, was it, or Disney, or one of them? Did I tell you about that? I was sat there enjoying a nice glass of proper red wine, because this was pre-Explodey Brain. Just sat there watching it, and midway through one of the episodes, my mate showed up. He was in that show, and I didn't realise. Trevor Ford, DJ from Southport, just turned up in the middle of it as a landlord. Need a northern fella who's got an equity card. Do you know anyone? Trev? Bizarre. Next time I see him, oi bollocks, you made me spill wine on myself. Because I was shouting and trying to say to my dad something and watch it at the same time. Fucking Trev. True story. Slange it indeed, slange it indeed. Why do all these words sound better than ours? Skull, prost, cheers, slange. Better. We need a new word for it. Sminge, sminge. Sminge. That's now calmed down slightly. That's a good cup of tea, that. Are you watching Thermos? Thin ice, boys. Thin ice. I know what Thermos is going to say. Thin ice. You should have kept it in a thermos. It would have stayed thick ice. I'm on to you, Thermos. Coming around here causing kerfuffles. Sminge, maybe not. Yeah. It is an anagram of smidgen after all. Feckin' Monday already tomorrow. Ali, have you been working all over Christmas and New Yearish? I had Christmas Day and Boxing Day off. This has been one of the weirdest years in history. Genuinely. I said this the other day, didn't I? I knew it was Christmas coming up, but I just looked up one day and looked at the clock and underneath it said 24th of the 12th. Oh, fuck me sideways, it's Christmas Eve. So it crept up, like the cat crept in and then crept out again, because all of a sudden it's not Christmas anymore. It's not even New Year yet, which Christmas is years ago. New Year will come and go. I will have Christmas Day, Boxing Day and New Year's Day off. That's it, 3 days. But it feels like loads more than that. Do you not think? And also it feels like more for me because my daughter is off. So I haven't got to get up and drop her off at work. So we're doing all right, aren't we, really, thinking about it? Sminge, maybe not. Yes, smidge, everyone, smidge. Being a children's book takes nothing away from it. Do you know what? Absolutely. And I will say this because things like the BFG, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, all great films made from children's books. The subject matter doesn't matter. In fact, a lot of children's books are better books than adult ones because sometimes there's a more simplified story, but it's an actual story. It's something to draw kids in, and you need to draw kids' attention. Otherwise, they'll just start running around in the nip, peeing up walls. You know what kids are like. I was only 28 when I done that. But you know what I mean? Yeah. Movies that everyone can enjoy, the whole family, from 8 to 88, and all points in between. And it's nice if you have got a family with a large sort of spread of age of people, being able to all sit together and enjoy the same thing without someone moaning, shit, this, not as good as the first one, there's no explosions. I almost went into wine there, didn't I? It's warm and sweet and full of action. Have you met my wife? Brought a tear to the eye, did it? Never thought that would have happened. Well, it did. See? You're not a rock inside, Casper. You're not a rock inside. Embrace it. You had the 24th, 25th and 26th off. Crimbo Eve, Crimbo Day, Boxing Day off. You're back on the 27th. Or you were back on the 27th, rather. Yachi da still better than cheers. Unless you do the old thing that we used to do. See how many people you can say cheers to instead of cheers before someone picks you up on it. There's your change. Cheers, mate. What do you say? Cheers, mate. Oh, sorry, I thought you said something else. Yeah, cheers, mate. Works. Off Saturday, Sunday, back tomorrow. Possibly off 31st and 1st. The 1st is a bank holiday here. After that, we're back to normal. Literally back to normal. Morning, Jackie. Sad you didn't say morning, Jackie, earlier. Ah, our poor Jackie. Morning, Jackie. She'd be devastated, realising that she's missed out on Louisa's flaps. Devastated. Right, yeah, I was going to show you something, wasn't I? Right, where I'm from is fairly, I don't want to say posh, but it's quite well-to-do, Southport. Formby is just down the road, 7 miles. A lot of that is very, very good money. Lots of footballers live there. It is also very, very, well, posh. And I was stuck at roadworks a few years ago. In fact, it's more than a few years ago now, because it would have been pre-stroke. Probably 2018, 19 or something. And when I was stuck at the roadworks, there was a sign, a traffic sign, which is possibly the most middle-class diversion sign I've ever seen in my life. Are you ready for this? There you go. Roadworks, junctions closed ahead. Marks and Spencer's to the left. Waitrose straight ahead. That is there. That's Formby for you. That's on Duke Street. Duke Street Fields. How amazing is that? So it's without a shadow of a doubt the most middle class roadworks in the entire history of Formby. Well, me. A next time, if there's a next time, of course there's a next time. There's always a next time. Laurel and Hardy, you know, Morecambe and Wiser. I live closer to Morecambe, he's wiser than I am, so. See? The great double acts, that's how they start, in a car with goo. Maybe not. Podcast streams have gone, oh no, podcast streams are still alive. Do you know what, I'm gutted actually. The Spotify podcast is no more, obviously, because you can't play music, which is a shame, because I should have been able to get people on there talking, shouldn't I? I was going to do one with my daughter. My music origins versus her music origins. What got me into my music versus what got her into hers. Obviously, some of it will be from me, but not all from me. So that would have been nice, but can't do it now. Might be able to do it on YouTube, so you never know. I might approach some of you to help out with things like that. Little and large. Which one's which, Mandy? I'm only joking. Oh, Jimmy Carter, breaking news, is no longer with us, 100 years of age. From peanut farmer to running the free world. Top dude. Thing is, though, with Little and Large, wasn't Sid Little taller than Eddie Large? I know they call Little and Large because one was... I reckon Sid Little also weighed more than Eddie Large, if he was wearing his glasses anyway. I fucking tellies, weren't he, them things? Could be the start. Could be the start, man. Good, yeah, good age. I mean, he had the rest of his life ahead of him there. There's no ages at 100. In the prime of his life. Got to raise his bat, though. 100, not out. Well, he's out now, like, but yeah, fair play. Proper dude as well. Even spent his 80s and 90s helping people out, physically helping people out till he was incapable of doing so, helping build houses and barns and things. Proper full-on dude. Did more to help the American people than probably all the other presidents put together, I suppose. Did anyone else actually go and help people? Genuinely go and help them? He was a good guy, Carter, and apparently an unstoppable sex machine, if the rumours are true. Or maybe that's just on Spotify, isn't it? Didn't do 100 laps of his backyard. He didn't. I mean, he put the effort in, but he's no Sir Uncle Colonel Tom, is he? Whatever. What was his full name? That film will come out, by the way. Colonel Tom. His film will come out, and his daughter will be played by Tracy Ann Oberman. And I apologise for saying that name out loud. Don't say it more than once, because she will appear and will accuse you of anti-Semitism because you breathed. You know what I mean? Such a shame as well that she's Mrs. Purchase in Toast of London, because she plays it really well. Bastard. I hate that. Anyway, JC. He grew peanuts, but his life didn't add up to peanuts. Can you grow peanuts? Is that what works with them? How do peanuts work? How do I get to 51 and not know how peanuts work? Is there a peanut tree? Are they like peas? Like runner beans peas? How does it work? I need to look into this, don't I? Do you dig them up like potatoes? Tom and Harry. Oh, man. Thomas? Yes. Cheers, JC. JC in the house. Schminge. It's a peanut bush. Bush wasn't involved with Peanuts. He was involved with Enron and things like that, wasn't he? Is that what it is? I haven't got a clue. I know they come, obviously, the planters looking fella. Then Peanuts come in a little armoured container that you can crush with your thumb. But like, yeah, the emoji. But where did he come from? Where did he go? Where did he come from? Peanut Bush, though. No idea if Kirsty hadn't been taken by the police helicopter. That could have been a stream for it. It still could be. We can write these things down. That's the beauty of those streams. It could be literally anything. Just, I'm bored. I'm going to go live and I'm going to look for something. And hours later, you could have found everything that you never knew you needed to know, but you know now. It's brilliant. I love stuff like that. Mum's friend who was 60 just lost her grandmother at 104. What? Yep. Some folks live one hell of a long time. The oldest Dane is currently a man who's 115 and 252 days. He might be the oldest man at the moment. He will be, because the oldest man in the world passed away recently in Southport, just down there, down that road there. He was a Liverpool fan, because obviously, being an Evertonian, you wouldn't live to that kind of age, would you? They're trying to end us constantly, the bastards. Yeah, our Kirsty went to check, and she hasn't come back yet. Has she been taken by aliens? She thought it was a police helicopter light. It wasn't. It's aliens. She'll be getting feckin' probed now. Nutbush does sound familiar. But a Nutbush city limits. Yep, he did recently. In a nursing home in Southport. Just round the corner from the nursing home that my sister used to work in. And that my niece still occasionally works in. Mad, isn't it? When you think of what these people have seen in their entire lifetime. Mad. Mad. How things have changed. They're chasing alien drones. The Americans haven't got much of a, as far as I know, they haven't got much of a law, have they, for drones. It's probably something like you can't fly it near an airport. Apart from that, go for it. So there's people flying around New York constantly, and drones everywhere. And it doesn't matter about the size of them. My emails I got back off Sefton Council I was quite happy with. Even though mine's it's more of a toy than an actual drone. It's less than 125 grams, I think it is, isn't it? You need to be careful because there's flora and fauna that need to be protected. I get that. And I'm glad Ollie got back to me and told me what the score was. We're not trying to stop you filming. Just if you are going to turn up with a film crew, ask us first. Fair enough. Don't be setting fires on the beach. Don't be taking drones down there. But if you want to go over the marine lake sound, go and do it. Fine. It didn't say that on the website, but it's nice to have someone say to you, this is what we're okay with. I prefer that. And they said they would look at the website and get it changed. So if that can be updated and it will help other people, then I'm happy with that. And I'm happy with Oliver anyway, because it's the only time I've ever gone through to someone in a place of, I don't know, you know what I mean, that they come back to me and said, or somewhere official, and they've come back and said, no, this is what we mean. You're okay with this, this and this, but not that. Fine. That'll do me. That'll do me. Your great-grandmother lived till she was 99 and 360 days, was buried the day we were meant to have her 100th birthday. There's a sort of, I don't want to use the word pleasing, but I'm going to have to. Obviously, it would have been nice if she'd have carried on and still been around, but if you're going to have to do it, to then be buried on the day that would have been your 100th birthday is a really nice circle to bang, there you go. And yeah, I don't know, there's something about that I quite like. So you could still have your little bit of a celebration for her on the day as well. This is when you were born, this is when we unfortunately laid you to rest, but on this day we'll always raise a glass, or we'll go and do something that you enjoy doing. She had a long and good life. What more can you ask for? And even when it's your family, not yourself, you know, if you can just watch someone in your family and think they really have experienced life, they haven't let a day go to waste, and if they do get taken now, there'll be no regrets from them if they're looking down and think, yeah, I've had my time, I used my time, I've enjoyed everything I could possibly enjoy. Open your eyes, man. While you're still here, open your eyes, have a look around. Take a deep breath. Go outside, take a deep breath. Have a look around. Remember where you are. Beautiful. Beautiful, man. But if you are going out in this kind of cold, gloves, flaps at the ready, because it sounds a little bit, it's starting to get a bit windy out there again now. We haven't got any more things, have we? Storms. I hope not. Right, there's none mentioned. There should have been the other week. I said it wasn't a storm, but there's trees blowing down, there was fence panels going. I mean, come on. What's a guy to do? Any word from Esther? She put a comment on one of the stream videos today, so she's around and about somewhere. A run and a butt somewhere. Yeah, left a comment on an earlier stream. You were typing it as I was saying it as normal, Mandy. The comments really help as well, by the way, so thank you for that. I've had some good traction. Love that word, traction. That's some good traction. Because loads of comments. Yeah, and for some strange reason, the Sainsbury's thumbnail worked fairly well on that video. Is that what I need more of? Neon lights in the mist. Too slow? You're not. It's just much easier and much quicker to actually say the words than type it. That's all it is. The minds might work at the same speed, but blah is quicker than blah. Simple. Because it's like that, and that's the way it is. Huh. Does sound a bit rough. It is. That's fence panels somewhere. It's banging. Great grandmother. She had her first child in 1927 at 22, which was considered late back then. Her last in 1949 at 44. It is weird the way perceptions change, isn't it? The fact that at some point that's too young to have a kid. 22, you're old and over the hill if you're not married with 3 kids at that point. It's so weird. Whereas now, if you're not waiting until you're in your 30s, there's something wrong with you. Go and live a little better life before you have your kids. Just do it when it's right for you. When the time is right, you'll know it. Or, alternatively, have an accident. Have a happy accident. I was one. My daughter's one. Wouldn't change it for the world, like, but still a fact, isn't it? You can never think of anything to put in comments. Yeah, do what Kirsty does in the app files. Just type comment. It does help. Or, alternatively, just write my thoughts exactly, ! Which is a line from a Billy Connolly bit from Billy Connolly Bites Your Bum, which is a fantastic joke about the Monsignor, or whether it was the fella going back to his old school, Cardinal. I read every book I get my hand on and wrote in the margins, my thoughts exactly, exclamation mark. There you go. Or copy that, what you just written now, and paste that. I can never think of anything to put in comments. Just put that constantly. If you put the same thing, YouTube thinks you're a bot. No, not anymore. Because, and I will let you into a secret here, into a trade secret. No, I've got no new comments. What happens is on your comments, you get AI generated replies based on the kind of thing that you reply normally. Great stream, and you've got thanks, glad you watched it, and something else, and a few based around the way you would normally react. So if I constantly put thanks, the algorithm knows it's not a bot, because it knows that there should be similar comments in there all the time. It's not as bad as it used to be. And Harris Heller, who's a very successful Twitch streamer and YouTuber, always just says to the people on his videos, leave a comment, and if you can't think of anything, just leave an emoji. And I think if that was going to cause an issue, he'd have known about it. He has the inside track, you see. Like a greyhound, he's got the inside track. You can't stop the bot anyway. Can't stop the bot. You can't stop the bot. We know you're not bots. Or just copy and paste a line from anything, any book that you're reading, anything that sounds interesting. Oops, Mr. Rothschild, how's your apples and pears? You know, Blackaddery stuff, doesn't matter. Just if it sees likes, shares, comments, things like that, it works. And I know just by the first sort of half hour, if there's loads of views and comments, it then gets loads more traction. Even though I'm not getting huge amounts of views on the normal videos, it's significantly more than it would be. So great grandmother had a child in 33, that had a child in 51, that had a son in 77, that had a daughter in 04. What? So for 1 year she was a great grandmother. That is, yeah, that is a hell of a generational spread. Me liking much. Oh, that's great. That must have changed since you checked. Lots has changed, Mandy. Even in the last 3 months, loads has changed. Lots of very, very weird stuff happening in the background and also in the foreground. There are videos that come out on the creator. There's a website. There's a YouTube channel for creators, and they constantly give you updates about what's happening. So you will see fairly soon, I would have thought, what are they called? Hype. There's a hype thing coming in where you've got 3 hypes a week that you can use to sort of flag up your favourite video of that week. That's coming up. There's also the jewels, which is similar to TikTok, where you can buy a shitload of jewels, and then just if you like people, you can shower jewels with them. All kinds of weird shit. They're trying to be like TikTok, and it's just not. It's pointless. It's not the same. This is a different platform. Much different. Just put comment for the algo. Is right, Louise. We'll recognise that, won't we? That also looks like that could have been written on the Colosseum wall. Spray painted. Comment for the algo. Arms for a leper. Sminge, put Sminge. You put a comment under the stream. Marvelousu. Right. And now, it's not giving me the option. See, I've just mentioned it. That's why it's not doing it, because it's heard me. Bastard. No, now it's not giving me the option to just press a button. Bollocks. Right, just replying normally on this. Yeah, very, very strange the way they're doing it. It was 2 years ago when you looked. So much has changed in 2 years, but they're bringing in so many different things. I'm looking forward to when they bring in this like YouTube TV. I mean, we've already got playlists, but it's going to be a little bit more where you can do individual thumbnails for each episode and stuff in a Netflix style, because that's what they're going for as well. More people watch episodic content on the TV on YouTube than they do on Netflix. And that is an actual fact, Jack. Have I seen the Neil Maupay tweet? I haven't. I haven't been on Twitter. Is he being evil? He is the absolute demigod of shithousery, isn't he, Neil Maupay? Whereabouts is it? Where is it? Neil Maupay. What's he said now? The little piss boiler. Whenever I'm having a bad day, I just check the Everton score and smile. Tit. And then Luca Chianti jumped in as well. Can't lie, I was having a bad evening, Neil. Then I just see your tweet and checked I wasn't a short male who looks like Mr. Scaramanga's manservant, and instantly feel better. Nice one, pal. Scouse Mackhams, they fucking love that, don't they, Newcastle fans? Scouse Mackhams? What you mean with the bigger club? The one that's more successful? Is that what you're on about? Newcastle fans are so determined to be up Liverpool's arse, aren't they? Can we be friends? Football friends? Waiters. Bless. How lucky is he to have Everton on his CV? Didn't deserve it. Ed's come clean up. You're on the next plane to Marseille to Volume. Throw the loaf on him as he get off the plane. Ah well. No big loss. Is he happy though? In his mansion with all his money and his Sports Illustrated wife and his massive dog. They don't have that anymore, do they? 70s footballers, whenever they were on in magazines or in newspapers, there was always really gaudy looking sofas, patterns everywhere, and a massive dog. I mean, proper massive dog, like a huge Alsatian-y thing which looks like it was a horse. Mad. We'd never had a dog like that. We never had one. But there is a picture of me somewhere when my sister was born, so I would have been 6, just going on to 7, wearing what looks very much like going to get christened kind of attire, I think you'd call it. Probably a pair of Farrah slacks, a white shirt and a Ronnie Corbett jumper. I was only about that big. Mad. No clue he is. Guessing he's football related. He is. He got signed by Everton and he was that shit we couldn't play him, and now apparently when he's feeling upset he watches the Everton results come in and is delighted that we're getting beat, because he's just a little no-mark knob. A sponsored Ford something or other, yes. Normally an Escort 2000, something like that. Big dog, suburban, dream home, flares, big sideys. blonde wife with massive eyelashes. The pictures used to be in the programme or in newspapers all the time. Favourite drink, lager. Favourite food, steak. Favourite musician was always, or band, was always Elton John, the Commodores. What the fuck, what were they doing in the 70s, man? Right, who's the most evil, useless, offensive idiot in the Discworld world? Who is it? An alleged footballer, Neil Maupay is. I don't think he is. I think Maupay is Mauritius's largest cryptocurrency and bank transfer system. Don't just pay, Maupay. Big hair on the wife, ozone threatening hairspray. Yep. Think of Diana Dawes in her later career. Who, by the way, was a fantastic actress. I know in the first couple of films I've seen her in, she was 17. Wouldn't be allowed nowadays. Playing the little femme fatale sex kitten thing. You look at it now and think, that's not right. She is literally 17 on the screen. You shouldn't be making films. I mean, nothing dodgy, but smouldering and man-hungry. And then she was in a film, and I can't remember what it was called, which was before the Ruth Ellis case, but is basically the exact same thing that happened. And she played the woman that was going up to be taken from the gene pool, and played it brilliantly. Real good actress. And then a few years later, she's trying to climb all over Harold Steptoe in one of the films, and showing that Alan Wicker's off to the camera. You know, big ladder up, short slide down. Oh, she was also in the Prince Charming video by Adam, and I think the ants were involved at that point. The bollocks, absolute bollocks. Connor's back. Good shower, lad, good shower. Are you feeling jazzy fresh now? Loose and jazzy fresh. That's a Mighty Boosh comment, by the way, that. Feeling loose and jazzy fresh. Even the bad characters are fun. They can be. Bad characters can be fun. He's football Hitler. Apart from the fact that he wasn't a right winger. Apart from that, absolutely spot on. He's worse, I think. At least Hitler was popular. The thing is, he would have made a decent footballer. I love his piss boiling attitude. There's a part of me that respects keeping in the game with Everton fans. There's a lot to be said about that. But if he spent more time concentrating on his football rather than his James Blunting of Twitter, he'd be a better player. I mean, I don't know how tall he is, and we don't want to get into height on stuff like this, obviously. But I would be tempted at that point. Whenever I'm having a bad day, I look at you and realise I was taller than you when I was 8, or something like that, you know what I mean? No matter how much money you get paid by Marseille, Geppetto will never make you a real boy, Neil. And by the way, Richarlison doesn't play for us anymore, and he is absolutely adored by the fans. See how easy it is? Neil. I read that thing that was on again, what Richarlison said about the last game he played for us against Palace that kept us up. He was in agony all season. He put off getting... he needed surgery on something. He was getting injections and taking pills before, and he wouldn't allow them to do an assessment of him because they would have said, you're not fit to play. And then he ran himself into the ground to keep us up. That's when you know someone gives a shit about the club. That's all you need. Even if he wasn't scoring goals, and he was, the fans will look at that and think, we can't ask for any more than that. If you can score on top of that, that would be great. But we just want to see effort. We want to see you playing like one of the fans. That's what I want to see. I need a bit more of that. We haven't got any of it. As much as I'd like to see us play tiki-taka football, what I want is, I want the school of science, but I want the detention room. That's what I want. Play a bit, volley someone into the stand, have an all-out brawl, stand up for your mates. That kind of thing. Know what I mean, bruv? Know what I mean? What a guy. What a guy. Like Ace Rimmer. What a guy. Just said that on commentary you weren't paying attention. How can you? The lights are on me. Never mind the darts. I was going to turn around and press a button, but there's no buttons to press tonight, is there? We've had the roadworks, we've had the Major cheddar, and we've had Louisa's flaps. What more? There's nothing else in there. The thing about today's performance, Richarlison was asked. Yeah, he's not from Liverpool, he's not even from the UK. But he understood completely what it meant to the fans, what they want to see. I want to see that. Kyle did as well, and Carsley. Don't walk off and then just be able to throw your kit back in the kit bag for next week. Put an effort in. Yes, bring me 2024 Peter Reid. I would crawl over broken glass for another Peter Reid. I love that man. There's a picture of him just down there, snarling, proper snarling. And it's a picture that every time I see it, I just think, that man understands what it's like to be a fan. I want that. Know what I mean? Anything like that. Someone who's asked. More Scousers in the team as well. We need more. As much as it's nice having the best players available, sometimes you do need a little bit of home blood who understands exactly what it means. And it doesn't take much. Hell, man. Like when we signed Phil Neville. Why have we signed him? Average footballer, fantastic captain. Oh, he's a United fan, he's a United player. He won't play well against anyone, really. That game against Man United when he put a challenge in on Ronaldo and it kicked off on the pitch, that saved our season. Because he showed, I might have been at United, I might be a fan, I might go back there when I've retired and get a season ticket, but right now I'm wearing blue and I will kick anything that fucking moves. Thank you. That's what I wanted to see. And that zhuzhed us up, didn't it? G'd us up into playing much better. But a 2024 Peter Reid, please. Andy Gray was my hero. And Big Nev, but oh man, a Peter Reid. What more can we ask for? I like Lewis Travis at Blackburn for that kind of reason. I also liked Ben Pearson when he was at Preston. Love to have him in the team, but he'll be getting sent off every week in the Premier League. Travis, though, I'd give him a go. I would give him a go. Neville was a pro. He was. Young as the nearest we got, but he's 5 years too old. He should be nowhere near the team. That's how bad things are. We need youth. Mikalenko's not the answer. Patterson, maybe. Play some games with him and Lindstrom on the right and see how they get on. Let them actually play minutes together. Doesn't take much, does it? Obviously, apart from a brain which Dyche hasn't got. Baldy ginger prick. Anyway, Ali's been on for about 6 hours. Thomas is doing a shift for one reason and one reason only. that flag. That flag. That has to go up tonight. Yes, if Mikalenko was the answer, dread to think of the question, it probably involved Chernobyl. It would do. It's a shame. He's good for a backup, but he's just not good enough. He's not exactly what you would call a Leighton Baines, is he? Tea? I'll have a tea. In a thermos here watching. Thin ice, boys. Thin ice. Don't make me come down there. Don't even know where Thermos is. It's in Greece, isn't it, Thermos? It's one of the local hotspots. Ali out a drink, a beverage canard, a Coke for Ali. Oh, Jaffa cakes, we have Jaffa cakes. You can have the box if you want. Handy Mandy's handiwork there. Or even the grab bag. I had Jaffa cakes last week, didn't I? I ate them all. Because I'm a greedy, skinny, fat bastard. What are you having, Mandy? What are you having? You're going to open one of your 17 bottles of Timaria that'll take you a year to drink. Donald, Steve, Jackie, Louise are all getting Red Bull. Try and keep them awake. Louise, you need Horlicks. What? Is that what they drink at 38,000 feet, is it? Do you know it doesn't take 100 degrees to boil a kettle at that high? Nowhere near as much. It's much lower, the boiling point of water at that pressure. Which also means it's a lot higher at higher pressure. I don't know what the boiling point is in the Marianas Trench, if you can even boil a kettle down there, but weird, isn't it? Can you boil a kettle underwater? I don't think you can. What are you going on about, Nick? I haven't got a clue, mate. Man, would you like? It will be tainted by the tears. Thomas's tears. The saccharin-coated tears. That is a very dark Horlicks. Very dark. Nice, though. I have hot chocolate in the house. I might have a hot chocolate later rather than just my normal cup of tea. Donald, you're looking for wings. The red ones are in Detroit. There's a few hanging around Paul McCartney trying to get a few more quid. Or the Colonel has loads of them, and I don't know why anyone would eat the bastard things. Chickens have not flown for millions of years. People are still eating the fucking wings. Look at the breasts and the legs of the chickens before you start asking. Hang on. Ooh, sir. Pity you don't like tequila, you wouldn't need salt. Exactly. Just a little bit of lemon. The tears of Thomas and a large tequila. Why did the Mexican push his wife off a cliff? Tequila! That was one of the stupid dad jokes that made Jess actually laugh. Ugh. Wasn't laughing, Dad. It was a reaction. Allergies. Yeah, of course it was. Your money is no good. Definitely. It's on, Thomas. You ready to change in my car? That's what I was looking for earlier. None in there. Disgraceful behaviour. All those Krugerrands. It's got a melted flake in it. It has. All the stuff. Do you want a melted flake with that, love? A melted flake in Horlicks. Would that work? Can we get someone to try that out? I haven't got Horlicks. I've got hot chocolate. I haven't got any flakes. I might have, though. I got a box of miniature heroes. I might have a little twirl in that. I might have one of them. I'll look, and if I have, and we'll make a hot chocolate and throw in a twirl, a mini twirl. How's that? How's about that in there? How's about? Yes. Il Toro Rosso give you a wing. The bull wings are great. I don't think there's any wing I'd like to eat. Whenever I see chicken wings, people eating them, it's like, I don't know. Why you munching on a hang glider? No need for it, man. Mind you, I also don't eat drumsticks, chickeny bits. I'm weird with my food, I still am. I haven't got over that yet. I had a chicken madras the other day, though, that was nice. Although it wasn't as hot as the hot tikka masala that I got from there. Which was strange, because it should be way hotter. I might have to get a vindaloo, get one delivered. I've had a proper scary curry in a while. Ooh, is a melted flake in Horlicks just a Malteser drink? It would be, wouldn't it? I bet you it'd taste nice, though. Mandy has been given something by Thomas. I'm not sure what that is, but when life gives you lemons, make love no war. It sinks and sticks to the bottom of the cup. Is that what happens? Right. So, despite the fact that a twirl has got rippled chocolate inside, which you would think the air inside the ripples would help it to float, does it reach a certain tipping point and then... Oh, man. I have got, though, my daughter, my lovely daughter, not Jess, the other one. I've only got one daughter. She bought me for Christmas. I got 2 mugs off her. She mugged me off like a 2-bob. One came with socks, bizarrely, but great. And the other one was a self-stirring mug. Batteries in it. Put your smoosh in there and then press a button and the bottom thing inside the mug spins round. So possibly I could make one and judge it with the self-stirring cup. There you go. I wonder if this would make a video, a YouTube video. This would smash 1 million, this, couldn't it? I've got the perfect title for it already. Daft Twat Makes Drink. I'm going to make $1 billion out of this, mate. Billions. Yeah, your money is no good either, Mandy. Thomas went to cash converters with some camera gear he found earlier, just abandoned in the boot of my car. Genuinely, my backpack in the car was worth more than the car today. I shouldn't carry that amount of stuff around with me. Especially given the fact that I never actually filmed anything. Or did I? Nope. Niche. Took some good pictures, though. I like some of the pictures. I like that one. Did I use that today? Was that the one for the second stream? It doesn't show up, does it? But you know what I mean. I like it. It's in my style now. Yes, Louise, thank you for your very, very valuable research. Very valuable. We need stuff like this. This is where we can talk about these things. We're in a safe environment. Flakes don't melt. Is that like Charlie don't surf in Vietnam? What? Air in the twirl is more dense at 38,000 feet. We'll have to ask Louise about that with her living at 38,000 feet. What's it like up there in Mountain Pendle? Mountain Pendle. Rockshore apple cider. Get it, poet? There's a difference between 99 flakes and bought in the shop flakes. Is there? Are we talking now? Is this some kind of conspiracy where ice cream van flakes are Jag flakes? They're not real. Who is making Jag flakes? Where are they making them? Oh, I want to know these things. Sink or spin? Sorted, Louise. That's the kind of blue sky thinking we need on this this firm. You're hired. I'm only hiring you to make sure that you don't get Ali to wet work me, if you know what I mean. Sounds worse than it should have done there. That one was nice. He took a similar one of the Bullen seats. If you're ever in a football stadium or any kind of stadium or anywhere where you've got long sort of rows of similar kind of looking things, get a shot, get your phone down low and get a picture of them all in one sort of long row. It's amazing. And especially if you then just, I don't know, I always put the sharpness up, saturation up, something else, and it makes it look unreal, sort of very Judge Dredd cartoony at times. I like that look. It stands out quite well at times. Me likey mucho. Should you ask someone in the stream out because we hit 2025? Yeah, it depends on which stream you are talking about and who it is, because a boot in the stones is not always good. You're pretty sure you've seen people trying to melt flakes and failing. Have we? Toby over on Twitch, what's your favourite type of plastic? That's a good question. Toby 1364, a very, very good question. I do not know an answer. What have we got? Do you know what I do like? That plastic, that sort of stream decky material, stippled plastic. A Panasonic GH5 camera has got that same kind of feel to it. Does that make any sense? This is making no sense to anyone. Stippled plastic. One that you can hold and it doesn't slip out your hand. Easy, Tiger. The air in the twirl swirled mainly by the gale. Totally. Textured ABS, is that what that is, Toby? Textured ABS. I like stuff like that. Also, you might be able to tell me, Toby's over on Twitch, by the way, why Lego is so expensive if all it is injection moulded plastic. I can understand, like video games are so expensive because they have to spend years and years and years on doing research and building up an engine and what have you. Injection moulded plastic is just inject it, mould it, let it cool down, flog it. It should be cheaper. And I know possibly if you're making like a Star Wars Lego, Star Wars has to get a kickback, but why is it so expensive when it used to be so cheap? Old man shouts at cloud, etc. Returning to Neil Mopey, you forwarded this tweet to your uncle who replied, fucking French twat. He's horrible. Not your uncle, Neil Mopey. Fake plastic. Yes, Toby, that's another one, Toby. Fake plastic is also a favourite of ours. Especially trees made out of fake plastic. Followed by green plastic. Followed by Bertrand Plastique. Saplan pour moi. The moulds can cost over 10,000 to machine out of solid chunks of metal. Right, so it's not, these aren't just little moulds, these are solid metal. But if they've made them, I mean, how many different pieces of Lego are there? There must be hundreds, if not thousands, but the main ones are just the same, aren't they? There's a 2, there's a 4, there's a 6, whatever it is. Thin ones, sticky together bits. Can't cost that much. You shouldn't have to sell your spleen on eBay or on the dark web just to buy in Lego, know what I mean? We are over on YouTube, but we're also over here, aren't we? We're on Twitch at the same time because we're multi-streaming. We're smashing this. We're having it large. Mandy's getting the picture. Is that the one I sent? Don't show anyone there. Yes, you are getting the picture that Neil Mopey is evil. But when he was playing for us and he was piss boiling, it was fantastic. Now he's left, it's not so funny, but there is a part of me, I say, I like the fact that he's sticking to the hustle, so I don't mind that. Lego prices, brand price. Yeah, you've got to pay the extra. It's pretty much, there's nothing else, is that there's no other Lego. There's Duplo, but it's not real, is it? Duplo was supposed to be the stuff that I was getting because I've had a stroke and I can't use my left hand. They said practice with Duplo and then move on to Lego. And when I looked, Lego was far more expensive than I was willing to use. I am not buying 6 million quid's worth of Lego just to try and... I know it's better to get my hand to work, but I'm selling a kidney just so I can buy that. Lego are working on a fully recyclable brick. They should do it. Why not plastic? Lego's also ABS, right? I know you've got to be careful with stuff like this, with Lego and with things that float into the sea. Isn't Lego one of the most found things in the ocean, as well as bottles? Mad, but true. And also, Lego are the biggest tyre manufacturer in the world. Anything that comes with tyres on a Lego bit is made by Lego, and they make more of those than all other ones. Right v Luke Humphreys. Kind of shy armour. Yeah. Yeah. Lower divisions with orange footballs in winter. Plastic football pitches as well. I will say that as well, Toby. The old school plastic football pitches from Loftus Road, QPR, Boundary Park, Oldham, was Preston North End one. Deepdale, was that plastic? It was, wasn't it? Where else? Kenilworth Road, Luton, was that plastic? Old school plastic pitches. The kind of places where if you put a slide tackle in, you'd have to have a skin graft the following day. We need more of those. I want more. I know we've got undersoil heating and all kinds of protection. I want more snowy ground, snow-covered pitches with orange balls. I don't mean Donald Trump when I say that, by the way, but you know what I mean. Give me more orange balls. Better if you meet people that especially if they work or something where you can actually get to know them first. I think so. A brick made now will fit perfectly with an OG brick. It's never changed. It's never changed. There are other types than ABS. For example, kitchenware is HDPE. Is that because ABS is poisonous or HDPE is less poisonous? Oh, I don't know, man. Plastic's weird, isn't it? We have an over-reliance on plastic. Far too much plastic. We went silly on it, I think, during the 50s and 60s. Lego being the biggest tyre manufacturer is one of those great quiz questions. It is. The one that stemmed from it, are there more tyres and wheels in the world or doors? Depends on what you call wheels. Because there are wheels within wheels. Cogs. Are they wheels? At which case, there'll be far more wheels than windows. By a distance. But it depends on what you class as wheels. Sometimes the internet's not a good way. Not always a good way, is it? Needs to be careful. Snow-covered pitches. Pienaar dancing through and chipping the keeper. Arsenal away. Fantastic stuff. Right, Toby. ABS is too brittle for kitchenware. It would crack after a while of use. And then if something cracked, at that point you are starting to invite germs, aren't you? So definitely no good. So HDPE, a bit more malleable. It'll boing a little bit, but it won't crack. And yeah, kitchenware you need to be really careful with. Very careful. Guess who saw a thing about Lego recently? Mandy, would that be you by any chance? Thomas used to have all the Lego in the world. All of it. All of it. High density polyethylene. Right. I don't know anything about stuff like this, and I should do because I love science and what have you. 5 container ships are more polluting than all the private vehicles in the world. You haven't seen my car. I'm only joking. Even though mine's a diesel, it's fairly healthy. Ian will tell you. I forgot to fucking text Ian, didn't I? Bellend. I've got to text him. When he checked it, he put a boost pipe on because it burst. on my diesel. And when he opened it up, he said, "What fuel are you using? This is absolutely spotless." I think that's a great way of looking after your car and the environment. Solidarity, Greta. It's mad, innit? I love these mad little facts. Connie got Lego for Christmas. I am only about that jealous. I want Lego. Get me Lego. And loads of booze, but no booze because I can't drink alcohol, obviously. Learn the base 6 types, the little triangle with a number in the middle of the... Oh, yeah. Oh, is that a reason? Oh, I've got no packaging here, obviously. Obviously, when you need it, it's nowhere to be bleeding seen. I'm going to check out for that. Right, so there's a little triangle with a number in the middle on plastic packaging. We're going to have to watch out for these, folks. We are. We're going to have to watch out for it. Lego has gone huge now, the architecture, cars and everything. We have pretty much all of the seaport stuff. Being from the oblong of dreams, I would expect that from you. Absolutely. Right, so number 1 is PET. Oh, the plastic bottles are normally made of PET. They are, aren't they? Toby's levelled up to level 1 on Botrix chat. It's over there, but...
It's going up, 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 it's there.
It's there. Toby, it's there. Level 1. Number 2 on the plastics is HDPE, kitchenware, plastic caps, etc. So plastic caps on bottles and stuff like that, will that be there? Number 3 is PVC, plastic pipes. Very nice. You're not made anything with the Lego yet, Connor. Get on it. Get on it, man. Number 4 is LDPE, thin plastic bags. It makes sense because all these are different plastics. They are completely different, aren't they? Just by touching them, you know they're different. Where are you from, Toby, by the way? We always ask this question. Because if you look behind me, where people are in the world, they end up going on the board behind me. As a thank you to those who've had a word in the chat. Number 5 is PP, thicker plastic packaging. I like PP plastic packaging. I can remember that one. Cruise ships are just as polluting as container ships, and there's loads of them. There is, and the money that we spent on the Bibby Stockholm, the prison ship that we rented to keep asylum seekers on, it would have been cheaper to send every single one of those asylum seekers on a Disney cruise indefinitely than it was to hire the Bibby Stockholm. But someone got paid. Number 6 is PS, also known as styrofoam. You're from Slovakia? Oh, right. We haven't had Slovakia yet. You are going on there. You are going on there. Fantastic. I'm going to get the Slovakian flag as we speak. Love putting new flags up. We had loads of people earlier on in the chat, and it ended up all being from about 5 miles away down there. So that's a great looking flag as well. That I do like that one. Isn't that a beast of a flag? That's a proper flag. That's going up. It's going, and Japan has to go up as well. 2 more today. We've had loads of people levelling up, and we've had 2 flags. This has been a successful day, and I met Thomas. See, can't ask for any more than this. I know Sean Dyche and Everton tried to spoil it for me, but we're not having it. We're not having it. Today's a good day. Have a word with Snoop. Today is a good day. Number 7 is other. In other words, go fuck yourself. You won't know the plastic type. Just AN other. Stuff like styrofoam and things. The packaging, isn't it? I watched the programme on fungi. You can make the same kind of thing with fungus, and it's stronger. It's like strong as a brick. You make a form, a shape, and then you fill it with stuff and put the fungus spores in there, and all these little bits of fungi stick together and they go absolutely rock hard. But when you throw it outside, it just composts down as nature normally does. It's fantastic. So we don't need to rely on plastic. There's other things out there. And if we do need plastic for something, just relax. You can then use it. We're not absolutely bombarding the planet with it. Use it sparingly. Like everything, in moderation. Toby, whereabouts in Slovakia are you from? Tomáš? Bratislava. Have you been over there, have you? I'm sure you've mentioned you went over, didn't you, to a bit of Eastern Europe. Bratislava, it's one of those places that always sounds fantastic to me. There's also a number ABS because they wanted to separate it from other. Has to be done, has to be separated. But, do you know, I didn't know this. This is fantastic. Thank you, Toby. I love learning things. If you can have a day where you've learned something, it's not a day wasted. It's definitely not. Do I have the Irish flag? Connor, the Irish flag, mate. It's there. Northern Ireland, Republic of Ireland, United States, Mexico, Philippines, Italy, Sweden, Canada, Moldova, South Africa, Yorkshire, Lancashire, Finland, Denmark, Netherlands, France, Portugal, India, Australia, the Isle of Man, Wales, England, Scotland, there you go. And Japan and Slovakia will be going up there. They are going on the board. You're booked. What have you? Connor, we are on the wardrobe, and also we've got over there, which you might just see in the corner, the United States of Wardrobe, which is, we have 7 states up there at the moment. We're trying to fill that with all the American states as well. We'll get there eventually. Eventually. Your school is in Bratislava, and our Thomas, he's been to Bratislava as well. Lovely city. There's a few places I'd like to go to, just by the name alone and from like reading books and things. Everyone's been to Prague. I haven't been to Prague. Budapest. My dad went to Split and Ljubljana. Loved the places. That was before the whole of that area changed. My niece has just come back from Warsaw. Warsaw, not Walsall. Warsaw, Poland. She said it was lovely. Her boyfriend is from there. He has loads of family over there. There's loads of places that I've seen just the names of that sound fantastic. I've never been to Switzerland. I want to go to Gstaad just because it sounds like a mad place. Just want to go there, spend half an hour, go and have a coffee and then piss off somewhere else. I should do that one day when I'm feeling healthy. Get a car that'll get me there and just drive through Europe, go into mad places, tick them off. One day I will do that. One day. Kitchen sponges are made from PUR, polyurethane. They'd have to be careful as well with kitchen sponges, won't you? Again, they would hide a lot of germs unless you're very, very careful. If you go to Bratislava, go to my cafe. One day I will go. Where else do I want to go to? I want to go to Billund as well, don't I? Where Lego is made in Denmark. Because, fucking Lego, man, it's there. Wasn't that on Beyond Paradise? Which? Hemp can be used for a lot of things as well. It's a very versatile material. It is a very versatile material. I like the fact that we're looking into things, like I say with the, there's a name for it, this fungi. Someone it's like a start-up company and got money to look into it. And then when they're showing you what they created because they were given money and time and resources to look into it. It's like, here we go. We can replace all the polystyrene in the world with this. And it's completely and utterly compostable. Just when you finish with it, throw it outside. It will eat itself. It'll eat everything next to it. It'll just go on being normal fungi. It's fantastic. We need more of this, man. Blue sky thinking. Don't rely on what we've got. Don't rely on oils. Don't rely on plastics. Just try and make things better. It's getting better, man. As Oasis say. Do you ever wonder about something? What kind of plastic is it made of? I never have before, Toby. I do now, mate. I really do. I'm even looking round to see what I've got. a mouse, and it lives in the house. I haven't used this in ages. Why is that here? Yeah, there's plastic everywhere, absolutely everywhere. But you know what I mean, don't you? When I say that, like the stippled plastic on a camera, I love that feel. Is me Nikon like that as well? I can't remember. It might be. I think it might be. But yeah, I love stuff like that. I was in one of my videos. I was talking about this things that you don't expect to be interesting, and there was a program on BBC4 about rubbish dumps, and it was that, I can't remember her name, a woman that always wears a boiler suit, bit eccentric, a bit mad, but fascinating to watch. And they went through and showed you what happens on a rubbish dump, how the stuff gets tipped in there. Does it decompose? Does it just lie there? Does it need to be burned? Is it dangerous? Can they get rid of it? Can they recycle it? All this stuff, and an hour later I thought, that is fascinating. It's not just a rubbish dump, it's a little microcosm, it's a little world of its own. It's fantastic. I love that. Love it. PUR is the only kind of plastic that gets harder when heated. Hang on, got to get a matron for that one. I did not know that. Does all of the plastic get softer? Obviously it melts, doesn't it? So PUR gets harder when heated. Wow. What football team do you like? So you don't watch football, you don't watch sports. What are you into? What's your hobbies? Apart from being a genuine genius when it comes to plastics. Come on. What is it you do? What's your hobbies? This is fantastic. I love this. I love learning. We should do this more often. Learn more. Come on. Thomas, if you go back to Bratislava, you're going back to the antique American bar. Is it like the American bar, the Yankee bar that we used to have in Liverpool, but more antique? Why haven't I travelled as much as I should have done? This is a waste. Liverpool Airport is just down there. Just down there. It's an hour away at best. You can fly to all over Europe. I mean, I can't at the moment in case my brain explodes again, but you know what I mean. Boiler suit eccentric. No, not Annika Rice, although I do know her Uncle Ben. What was her name? BBC. I'm going to look for this now. The Secret Life of Landfill. Is it that one? Dr. Zoe Loughlin. That's it. Dr. Zoe Loughlin. And Dr. George McGavin is on it as well, the Scottish fella. Zoe Loughlin is a little bit eccentric. She's very, very watchable. She's a bit eccentric in the same way that, say, I don't know, who else? Who else can I put in there? Lucy Worsley. That kind of just a little bit. They look at life a little bit different, and I love watching stuff like that. If you can find someone who can present in that kind of style, I will sit and watch it all day. Yeah, it is currently unavailable on the iPlayer, but keep an eye out for it. An hour and 29 minutes, that was. 7th of October 2020. System level programming and all the kinds of programming. Maths also fun. That's part of programming, it is. My nephew, not nephew, now I'm lying here, my cousin went and did pure mathematics at either Oxford or Cambridge. And just seconds of talking to him, my brain stopped. I was like, what on earth is he talking about? I can't get my head around it. I can do maths, I can do calculations. What I can't do is what he was doing. In the same way that I can't do particle physics. But I'd love to be able to. There's the problem with leaving school with having no ambition in that direction and then finding out years later that's the direction you should have gone. You're also in a great mood, Toby, because you figured out that your holidays are a week longer than you thought. Oh, fantastic. Fantastic stuff. Anybody else in a good mood? We should all be in a good mood. We love this. A week longer than you thought. Well, I am now in a bad mood because my holidays aren't that long. No, fantastic stuff, Toby. We love to see you. 23. Again, also, lucky sod. I'm 50 bloody one. Lovely, lovely stuff. Have you got any plans then? Have you made any plans in what to do with your extra week? Yeah. Alison's name is Ali, or she wants us to call her Ali anyway. She prefers it. Annika Rice wasn't eccentric, by the way. That was a nuts idea for a show, wasn't it? Just having someone flying around trying to solve clues in a helicopter. Great idea. But for someone of a certain age, watching Annika's ass, you know, it's up there, isn't it, so to speak. Knowing how to do particle physics is boring. Knowing how to stimulate it is fun. I just love learning things like this. I said when I was at school, I was more into languages. I lived in the Netherlands for 3 years. I could speak English, Dutch, German, Spanish, to a certain degree. I did English literature. I was all into writing poetry. I was all wordy. And then years later, I'm sat in front of the telly watching Dr. Brian Cox on the planets, on the solar system, watching particle physics, fuzzy logic, string theory, all that kind of thing, and thinking, why wasn't I more interested in this when I was at school? I should have been more interested. It is fascinating stuff. What's the capital of Slovakia? Connor, what's the capital? Is that Bratislava, isn't it? It is, isn't it? Is Bratislava the capital? We should know these things. Although, to be fair, there is a lot of countries that didn't exist when I was at school. It's how fucking bad this is, like. What have we got? Yeah, the capital and largest city is Bratislava, while the second largest city is Košice. Love it. Bratislava. I think I might have. What? Just 1 second. 1 second. Yes, we do. The shirt I used to wear to play five-a-side football in is that. Slovan Bratislava shirt. There you go. That was what I wore for five-a-side when I done my kneeing. Because Eastern Europe and a horizontal sash, a diagonal sash rather. There you go. Oh boss, what was that? Don't worry, it's only a charger. Chair stream. What country were you before 1992 without Googling? Was it Czechoslovakia? Again, I left school in 1991. So, a lot of the places, I did geography at school, a lot of the places that I learned about disappeared when I left school. It's mad. All art media, aren't we? I love that shirt. When I got a chance to pick it up from Classic Football Shirts, I have this thing about a diagonal sash. I am an absolute sucker for a diagonal sash. I love it. And I love the fact that it was slightly random. No one else in our five-a-side was playing in a Slovan Bratislava shirt. There was a couple, obviously, a Barcelona. Everyone had a Barcelona or a Real Madrid or something, or an AC Milan. No one's wearing Bratislava. apart from me. Pub drink, yeah, all the drinks are on me in this pub. You were close, Ali, you were close. The fact that you got CZ, which a lot of people in this country would write as CH because yeah. But yeah, it was mad when all that happened. Just literally a year after I left school, everything I learned changed within the space of about 20 minutes. What happened? One of Kirsty's charges. Yeah. Jousty boy. No, actually. That's for me batteries, for me cameras. For all my Sony cameras. Tell me not to buy any more cameras, for fucking sake, you know what I mean? Do we know when you were an autonomous country before that? Are we talking then? Are we going back to like the 1910s, 1920s? Or even before that? Does it coincide with the Russian Revolution? I haven't got a clue. I should know about this. Why don't I know about this? We didn't know what. We never really got taught anything other than World War One, World War Two, and then going back to Henry VIII and things like that. Plus, my history teacher, I can't remember his name. He was always tired and always yawning, and he had one of those voices that made me tired as well. The problem was Harry Ho. Fucking what? A little later, the time your president was hanging out with the moustache man. Ah, right. So we're talking 1930s, early to mid 30s. Would that be? When the vegetarian artist who couldn't paint well got angry because other people could. Diagonal sash. Do I secretly dream of being crowned Miss Southport? I've got the legs for it. The long legs, the shapely as well, you know. Throw a high heel in there and it stretch, elongates the calf. I look lovely. 39 to 45. Yes, we recognise those years. Again, that has to be pointed out to a lot of Americans as well at times who don't realise that the war was going on before they turned up. But if you don't get taught it, do you? 39 to 45, although loads of them do know it. What a time that was. We were talking about this earlier on. There's the oldest man in the world recently passed away in the town where I live. He was the oldest man, he's no longer. That's now passed to Denmark. He was 115, 116 or something. He will have seen all of this. What's changed in his life? He will have seen the start of aviation, of planes flying, of going transatlantic, of going into space. He will have seen old rotary telephones, or even before that we have to wind them up to get phone calls, to having something that has got more power in it than the computers that send people to space, all in his life. It's mad, isn't it? Computers, the original computers, the things that were used for breaking the Enigma code at Bletchley Park, things like that, to suddenly having one in your room, to having one in your hand, to have one on your watch, just, it's mad. They really have moved on, haven't they? And they've seen all this. Yeah, 39 to 45, lived through that and thought that's going to be the end of it. And then has got to 20, 23, 24, 25 and think to themselves, we haven't learned any lessons here, have we? We haven't learned any lessons. You had the best economy in Middle Europe after World War II because no lines got to your country and you were just orderly Nazis. Third Reich had nothing against us nor the Allies. So a completely different world back then. Did your economy then get hit because Western Europe got involved? And we know this because things like Nigeria never had a national debt until either the US or the UK went over there, helped them out by giving them loans that they didn't need, and then all of a sudden they owe their entire mineral wealth to the West. That's progress for you. USSR type of communism, it did with everyone. Communism is a fantastic idea, apart from the fact that it will never succeed because man is inherently greedy, unfortunately. And George Orwell showed this, didn't he? In Animal Farm, with the pigs. All animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. It sums it up perfectly. So it'd be a shame that we're never going to see if it works in actual practice, because the communism that people got was just, everyone wasn't equal. You were all subservient to that place there. What other streams to get this in? What other streams to get this kind of conversation? And you don't, do you? I'm pinning Bratislava on Twitch, by the way. Bratislava is capital. There you go. We're keeping that. Let's get them pinned. I've never pinned anything on Twitch before. I'm pinning it now. There we go. We're changing things, man. Toby's here now as well. Oh, fantastic. Thank you very much. He's here, he's there, he's everywhere. He's our Tobes. Yeah, man, the diagonal sash, I don't know what it is. I just like football shirts with a diagonal sash. Everton had one the last couple of years. We've had a few, actually. There's a dark one with a sort of pinkish sash. Oh, I like it. I like it. We also had a white one, didn't we? No, we didn't. That was down the middle. Oh, they were nice, though. I like it. I like it. Adam, just trying to distract yourself from a panic attack. Nothing to see here. No worries. We will distract you from your panic attack. We've been talking plastic, which has then moved on to plastic, to Lego, to communism in Eastern Europe. And it all makes sense. There's fungi in there as well at some point. But these conversations are fantastic, it has to be said. Panic attacks, I had some of them myself. I know what you mean, mate. After a while, when I was in work, after a while, I had to learn how to try and spot them before they started. Very difficult. Hope to start a new business in the new year. What are you doing? Or is it too early to let us into it yet? New year, new business, new start. Hopefully, success as well. How are you getting on with the channel as well? Did you sort it all out? I was trying to do something a couple of days ago. Nothing to do with YouTube. Well, it was to do with YouTube, but not YouTube related. And again, they were asking for me VAT registration. I'm not VAT registered. You don't need to be VAT registered unless you're bringing in 90 grand a year. Mate, I'm not that big on YouTube that I'm bringing in 90 grand a fucking year. Like, is it going to be coffee related? Oh, Toby's leveled up. I can't remember on which side. Where have you leveled up? You leveled up somewhere. We're doing it again.
It's going up. 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 It's there.
It's there. You've leveled up somewhere. It doesn't tell you whether it's on Twitch or... Oh, it does, yeah. No, it doesn't. Oh, I don't know. Can't work this out. Bloody Botrix. Bloody Botrix. Coffee related. No, local gardening business if you can get a startup grant. You need to get up off your arse and do some movement. Gardening will do that for you, mate. It will. Very, very, very good stuff. Get out there, get yourself some fresh air. Get your hands in the soil. Different kind of beans. Runner beans. I love runner beans. YouTube channel has finally started moving in the right direction. No longer are your hours always in negative. after some serious YouTube search engine optimization. Yours is the kind of content where SEO really will work as well, won't it? I keep getting emails off people. We love your channel, we love your videos, but have you tried any SEO? Mate, this isn't the kind of stuff that you have SEO with. People aren't looking for middle-aged, melty-faced, explodey brain prick rants at cloud for 10 minutes. But your stuff, yeah, proper SEO, people will be looking for it. Good stuff, mate. This is the year 2025 coming up. Monetized, second channel or third channel, whatever it is, about gardening. Everyone loves that kind of stuff as well. You can film while you're working, so you're not wasting any time. Get that on there as well. SEO the arse out of that, bringing in Dwayne Eddies. You're now using keywords everywhere and morning fame. Might start moving into more trending content to build new hours. Anything you need to do to build the hours up, do. The only way I could do it is by streaming constantly. Unfortunately, it's also turned out to be the best thing for me because I love streaming. Toby, what's the most interesting part of a computer to me? At the moment, it's going to be memory. Because I need to... I've got 3 laptops. They're no good. One's alright, the other 2 are shite. I need to try and upgrade the good one. But I'm not even sure that's going to be right because I don't think it's going to be suitable for Windows 11. I do need a laptop. Although most of my editing is done on my phone. Because it's easier. Why is it easier to edit on a phone than it is on a laptop? I don't get this. CapCut can also fuck right off. Everything's hidden behind a paywall. Bellends. So I'm using VN instead. Which means nothing to me. This means nothing to me. VN editing. Use a MacBook Pro. Makes it easier. I haven't got a MacBook Pro and I think they're a little bit Dwayne Eddy-ish for me at the moment. Hate using the phone for editing. I'm quite happy using that. I can do that anywhere. And I am around and about all the time. Toby, okay, you'll be moving on. Have fun. No worries, mate. Lovely to see you. If you come in next time, hopefully, if you do, and I would like to see it in here again, Slovakian flag will be on there behind us. Thank you very much, mate. And I am now going to start searching out loads more about plastics. Fascinating that. Thank you very much, Toby. Enjoy your week off, mate. You didn't see Toby in the comments? No, you're not blocked. He's on Twitch. We're on Twitch as well at the same time because, you know, I'm needy that way. What's everyone's New Year resolutions? I made one years ago, the only one that I've stuck with, which is to not make any more New Year's resolutions. Get a 3D printer. Ooh. Ah, Toby, don't, mate. I am so tempted to get one, but I would be printing everything. I'd just sit here constantly printing. I would ruin the world. Greta would go mad. I'd be printing all kinds of stuff. Might actually be cheaper to 3D print your own Lego, mightn't it? Is that a video? Would that be a video? Is it cheaper to 3D print your own Lego? If you do, you recommend the K1C. I'm going to write this down now. Where's me post-it notes? Oh, hang on. Roses, lemon and lime marmalade. Still didn't get that. K1C. .3D printer. There we go. I will look into that, mate. Thank you very much. Yes, lovely to see you, Toby. Lovely to see you, mate. It's written down. It's there. Connor, be back. No worries, mate. Your New Year's resolution are to get more anal. Maybe you think too much already. It depends. I don't think you're too anal at all. I think you're quite laid back. Oh no, hang on. You are getting a an ooh matron for that one. It's not a New Year's resolution, but I have said it, haven't I? I am going to go out with my camera and just film stuff. Doesn't matter if it's going to go in a video or not. I want to get better at filming things so they look better. So the framing's better, the composition, whatever you want to call it, just so it looks better. And then at some point, if I'm making a video, I've learned lessons that I can utilise. I'd like to do that. Even though the content is absolute shite, just I want it to look okay. Ali, okay. Thomas has done a shift, hasn't he? Thomas done a proper shift. I didn't even piggly ding him because I was in such a mood with Sean Dyche earlier. Tom must be wrecked. Must be done for. He made his stage debut today. That must be exhausting. Being on stage, putting yourself out there on camera. He did well though. I think he did well. It was received well by most people, so. Thinking of getting a 4G webcam and just attach it sneakily to the seafront, stream the sea on a channel? I would. People will sit and watch that for hours on end. If I lived closer to the beach where we are, I think I'd be tempted to do something like that as well. People already do it. There's Rill. Mandy, you sent a link to Rill, didn't you? They've got one. Just someone's put up a webcam and it is literally just pointing down at the beach. Especially with where you are and the storms that we get coming in. That must make for fantastic viewing. Horrific at times, but fantastic viewing. I'd do it. Get it done. There you go. Imagine that. Just even like a 10-hour stream, constant. Hundreds of people watching it. One day, you're monetised. I'd keep utilising YouTube as well. See what you can do with it. Don't just settle for the same thing over and over again like everyone else does. It's such a good thing to be used. There's loads of different ways of using it. There's the normal videos. There's the live streaming. There's stuff like that. Just live streaming nature. People do podcasts. So many different ways you can drag it to fit what you want to do. And there's always an audience out there for absolutely everything. You know, there's a channel for North Wales. It's not in real. Might be Colwyn Bay. Well, similar kind of thing, isn't it? They're just looking down and seeing what's going on. I mean, there should be, if you've got somewhere like Llandudno, just on the end of the pier, something like that. If Southport Pier was open, I would expect them to have a webcam down there as well, but obviously it'd have to be a zoom lens so you can see the sea, which is fucking miles out. Went for a drive through town during the red warning you had the other week. It was mental. Parked up and the car was being pushed across the road. What? Nature, man. I mean, cars are heavy, but the sea can move all of that. If the sea can move ships, and you see massive, huge ships just getting tossed around like do a toys in a bath, they're not going to mess around, are they? Just with a car, off you go. They question your choices. Yeah, I think I wouldn't be doing that again, to be honest with you. Not even in a tank. That was the wind, not the sea. What? Just the wind? Fucking hell. I thought you meant the sea coming in and pushing you away. Oh, man. Well, seeing that as well, things like the Fellwall Viaduct on the M6 happens on a regular basis, not even during storms. Lorries getting pushed over because there's nothing either side of it. It's just wind comes flying in from wherever, straight over. If it's during a storm as well, no, not a chance. Did you record it? Did you film what you were doing? This is what you need to be doing. If you've got a GoPro, get a mount, stick it on the dashboard and just film yourself driving around. Whether the weather's fantastic or whether it's shite, just go and do it. People will sit and watch that all day long, man. That's why they closed the Severn Bridge, yeah. It's so dangerous. Any high-sided vehicle, when the wind catches you, it's like a sail, isn't it? the sail of a ship just going over. Of course you didn't, because you're an idiot. You don't think about it. If your car is getting pushed around in the wind, you're not thinking about, oh, the framing of this composition should be much better. No, just want to get home. Want to get my pyjamas on. Yeah, I've got a GoPro, a spare GoPro. Fucking spare GoPro. I always try and keep it charged, and if I go anywhere, just throw it in my pocket quickly. And I've got it on a quick mount. A Ulanzi Claw little square quick mount that I can put in the dashboard right in the middle that looks out. And if anything good happens, just click straight away and off you go. Very handy, and they're steady as well, so doesn't matter if you're bouncing around, the picture comes out really well. Scoobies are heavy cars, they are. 93 miles an hour wind. It's hard to get your head around that. We had 60 odd here and it was bad. It's not even close to 93. Fuck that, man. We're going to have to get used to this. This is the kind of world that we're living in. It's mad, isn't it? 93 miles an hour. Don't think my car even goes that bloody fast. Connie, you've got your PJs on. I am very jealous. I need my joggers on. I didn't put them on before the stream, so I'm still wearing my combats. But I have got my my socks on, my thermal socks. I had to have these on today. There is a West Kirby webcam stream on YouTube. That'll be interesting as well. Any of these towns or cities where you've got a good view, either towards the coast, the sea, towards something interesting in the background, on top of massive tower blocks in London or Liverpool or Manchester, just the views that you're going to get. Fantastic. We should put mini wind turbines in our gardens and have free electric. We should. We are a little collection of rocks in the North Atlantic. Wind we always have. Solar we always have. Although it's covered by cloud, you still get the energy coming through. If we had a combination of little wind turbines, solar panels, whatever, if you live somewhere that's got a flowing water, do you utilise all this? We won't be allowed to, obviously, because no one will be making money out of it, but it's better for the environment. It's better for us. If we can want to go off grid, we'll just go off grid. You've got half an eye on the darts and half an eye on Pandora's box of paperwork you've just opened, like Peter Falk. Been so lax with your organisation. You're not lax with your organisation. It's a Sunday night and you're doing work. Tomash. No es bueno, as they say in Japan, man. When you were in uni in ABBA in 2000, a storm came in, you saw a wave hit the promenade and the water hit the roof of a 5-storey Victorian house. They are tall as well, 5-storey houses. Doesn't sound it, does it? 5-storey. Go and stand next to one there, looking tall. We are, just have a look where we are. Get a globe and look where we are. We are out there. No wonder we're covered in lunatic wind and wave. Where Donald is as well. Donald's over on the west coast of Ireland. There's nothing between him and Hurricane fucking Valley down there. It's mad. Do you think Humphreys will come back? Good arrows, lad. Yeah, I hadn't realised you were an ABBA alumni, isn't it? Thomas studied there, loved the seafront. My dad fucking hated Aberystwyth. They used to go pre-season training there, that's why. Not because it's not a nice place. Just because Murder Hill was there. Fucking hated it. Running up them sand dunes until you were sick. Made a man of you. Made a proper man of you. Studied 98 to 2001. When did my mate... I can't remember when my mate was there. Probably after that, to be honest with you. But he did play for Aberystwyth Football Club. Or is it Aberystwyth Town? Can't remember. That's a good cup of tea, that. Stayed warm as well. Are you watching Thermos? You pack of bastards. Thin ice. Smeg is next. In fact, Wednesday we're having a smeg day, right? Right? You've been warned, Thermos. Big test of his character. The countryside management degree might finally come in useful. It was done for a reason. Let the reason be love. There you go. You didn't realise it at the time, but 2025, you were going to need that. All part of the plan. 2025, you're going to smash it. But you know what you're doing on YouTube now as well. So, film fucking everything when you're working. This kind of stuff absolutely slays. I was watching a video about what would the fella call it? Grandad content, and he mentioned Grandpa Simpson. Just people sat in chairs, old fellas sat in chairs talking about stuff or giving solid advice. That's the way we're going. That and nature. Get yourself out there, camera at all time. Lash it on. Keep your coffee going as well, side by side, as we sing along together. This is the year, 2025, this is the year. Connor, you want to go on the bar and give Ali a break? Do you know what? Go on. Ali's been on for ages. We'll throw you on as well. There you go. Go on. Get behind there. Get working, lad. You had a qualification in the mill, rummers, the castle and the bay. You should have mentioned that to Jim earlier when he was talking about pubs. You could have had ABBA covered and The Oblong of Dreams. I could have had Town and Town covered. You assume you did something health related, apart from drinking your liver to leather. Came later, an attempt at English literature first. Oh, you did say, didn't you, that you had a literary bent. Castle used to be your local. Rummers for the live bands. The fact that the Glen is now a pub restaurant still takes some getting used to. Have they spoiled it by doing that? I wonder where my dad used to go. Whenever Wrexham stayed there. They must have stayed for a few days at least. Can't imagine them not going for a pint. Love the bay it's gone now. Why is this happening to all these pubs? I said it on one of the earlier streams, didn't I? We're not taking into account the cultural significance of what these pubs used to be. Don't just knock them down and have a little micro pubs everywhere. Because these pubs, these big ones with a big car park, can be knocked down and 70 houses put on there. It's pointless. The pub is supposed to be that little heartbeat of the community. Where if you live there or you were a local, you could get a house built, rebuilt, everything fixed for a few pints here and there. Someone will come and do your roof. You'll go and do someone's garden, that kind of thing. Stop closing pubs. The mill was your moon underwater. It was the perfect alehouse. Oh, very nice. Morning, Jackie. You'll have a Reverend James or a Butty Bach in honour of your mill memories. Oh, very nice. 3 micro pubs in the village. They're everywhere in Southport as well, the same kind of thing. They're nice, but they're not proper pubs. They're not a hub, not a central hub for the community, which is a ball ache. Found out it was a car chase. Kirsty. Morning, Steve-O. Helen, the Norfolk correspondent, and Ruby. The bay needed to go. The carpet meant you could stand at 45 degrees and not fall over. Are we talking Velcro carpets? Like the Grafton? Sound like you're walking on Velcro as you walk over them. Ugh. Rock bands and wade through the piss in the toilets. That sounds like my kind of gaff. Mandy, you must have played there. You must have sang in a place like that. A hot chocolate for Ali. Ali, would you like a flake in that? Yeah, we thought you'd gone down. We thought you'd been taken into... You had the bracelets put on. Didn't know we'd care for the kittens. We'd all care for them, man. We'd all care for them. Glad to be back. Gladbach. Gladbach. Das ist Deutsch, yeah? Why's my phone gone ping? I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need that. I do need that. But I don't need that. Oh, hang on. I might need this. What the hell? What the hell? Nah, I'm not having that. Sorry, it was Everton related, so I'm not watching it. I think it's sod off. Butty back for Thomas. That I can hear that now in Michael Sheen's voice, unfortunately. In a khaki hoch kind of voice. Butty back. Khaki hoch. You had a debate about the upstairs, downstairs in the Bay recently. Downstairs rock, upstairs pop. Is this the kind of get outside, settle this like men kind of argument? Yes. Nice PJs, Connor. Rocking the PJs. May start doing your own voiceovers on your videos again soon. As you should. They're yours. Make them yours. In whichever way you want to. This is one of the reasons why I need to stop watching these help things on YouTube. Do this, do that, do that. No, it's fucking pointless. I hate it. I don't want all the thumbnails to look the same. Everything should be. I don't want to call it art. I fucking hate calling it art, but it is in a way. If you're creating a video, you are creating the script if you're scripting it. You're filming it, doing the videography, the director of photography. You're doing the sound. Everything's being done. You're making the thumbnail. It's all an extension of your art, your artistry, how you want things to look and sound. Stop making them the same. Put your own heart and soul into things. So yeah, do your own vocals, man. Get in there. Own it. Fuck, I was getting really angry then. I was going to start giving it. Do you know what? Fuck it, yeah. Come on, solidarity, brother. Own it. You remember downstairs thrash, upstairs rock? We haven't got anywhere like that. We used to have the Fox and Goose in Southport, which is still, I think they still have bands in there. That used to be the only sort of rock venue. Also used to be the place where I went after I went to watch my daughter on Wednesday nights while my ex went back to work. I used to love going for a pint in there, but I'd always go into work the following morning knackered because I've been on the ale all night. Good old days, eh? Getting through it, good. We're always here. Or fucking Instagram or somewhere, you know we are. We know where we are, man. Remember going to Spoons by the station, having 3 pints of old Rosie over lunchtime. Now you're talking. I like stuff like that. Ali out, got to be up early for work in the morning. Oh, no worries. Hopefully work's not too bad for you. And watch your laces on the way there and back tomorrow, young lady. Cup of hot chocolate for our Kirsty. You sure you don't want a bucket of hot chocolate? We have a bucket of hot chocolate if you want it. Do you believe in miracles? Where are you from? Don't put a flake in it though, because it doesn't melt apparently. According to Mandy, flakes don't melt. They might not do. Can we look into this, please? Can we look into the fact that flakes don't melt? Because I'm not accepting it if there's no proof behind it, Mandy. You need to tell me. You need to find out where you learned about this. Where? I want to know. I want to know. Can you melt that flake? Hot chocolate for Kirsty. Erhen Orsaf, the old station. Station was magic, escaping and returning. Say that. Look at that. Doesn't that look better as a name? Erhen Orsaf is, I'm probably saying it wrong, I'm butchering it, but that looks fantastic. That on a sign outside looks a million times better than the old station. Man. Why can't we zhuzhify our language up? I mean, the English is a fantastic language. The language of Shakespeare. It's also the language of Mrs. Brown's Boys, but we won't go that far. But you know what I mean? We can zhuzh it slightly. Yeah, sorry, the V, F is pronounced as V, isn't it? Hen or sav, zav, sav. I always forget that, and I shouldn't. I mean, obviously, I didn't really speak much Welsh, but little bits. I was probably only in that little preschooly, kindergarten-y preschool thing for about 4 or 5 months, I think. Bore da, children. Bore da, Mrs. Wilson. Mrs. Wilson. How do I remember her name, but I can barely remember anyone else who I ever come into contact with at school. Yeah, night Casper. Night Louise. Night Donald. Morning Jackie. Yes, you do. You mention the F and V all the time. I keep forgetting it. Think off and of and off even. As in off and of. I know, but I can't. You see, this, I've told you this millions of times as well, you people out there. Welsh, Gaelic, Irish and Scottish don't exist. It's a piss take, I'm convinced. Just to annoy me. I can speak English, Dutch, German, Spanish to a level, but none of this makes any sense. None of it. Spanish, Dutch and German make more sense than fucking Welsh to me. But I love it as well. I think it's such a lovely language. And I really do hope this next generation that's coming through sticks with it. Keep Welsh going. Same with the, whatever the name of it, the Scottish Gaelic is the name for it, isn't it? Scottish Gaelic, which is an offshoot. Someone's trying to bring that back and then keep it going. It needs to keep going. These are really important things, not just for us as a little collection of islands of the UK and Ireland, but just in general. Don't lose languages. They're so important. So much has been written in them, and the tradition of telling stories around campfires. Don't let all these things go just because, well, all we ever watch on TV is American shows and everyone can speak English around the world. No, just keep them fucking going, man. We need these languages. What time am I done, Connor? Fairly soon, mate. I've been up since the crack of 10 this morning, and this is my 4th stream today. 4th stream. No need for that, is there? No need for 4 streams in a day. Take that, crowded house. Welsh is say what you see as well. It's weird. I know at some point, if I was learning it, it would click and I go, yeah, right, I get this now. But yeah, it is. It's the off and of and off. Just remembering it. And I should do. I know enough. I know enough places, place names that I know that's that, not this. Press that in, not press that in. No, we know these things. Only 24 letters. That's because you use fucking L most of the other time, isn't it? One of those train stations where it's got 500 letters and there's only 2 vowels used, and one of them is Y. I'm only joking. I love the fact that it's a mad language. It makes no sense to me. It doesn't have to. I don't live there. I don't speak Welsh. I'd like to be able to. I love language. Craving a Spartacus sandwich now. No, Thomas, I'm craving a Spartacus sandwich now. As long as you know the letters phonetic. Right, alright, so it's as simple as that, but you need to know the letters first. Like the Welsh word for microwave, it makes perfect sense. As we all know, the Welsh word for microwave is microwave, of course, poppity ping. Llandfaiaeth Pwthmingych go Gareth with Robert Chanticilio go go goch. In the house. Boom. Have that. I prefer the Dutch word for microwave, which is magnetron, which sounds like a transformer. Sounds like the kind of person you do not fuck with in a dark alleyway. That's Magnetron. He will melt your legs into a million pieces. I also like the fact that there's not enough words in Welsh. If you're watching a football commentary, there's no words for free kick, I don't think, is there? Just all of a sudden an English word will fly in there, and what the fuck? What woke me up there? Magnetron, M-A-G-N-E-T, Magnetron. Science oven, yeah. Pokemon, definitely Magnetron, with very, very strong powers. A Magnetron could melt a flake. Fact. We deal in facts. Taxi is taxi. Wrexham. I love the fact that you've got fucking Wrexham written next to Wrexham, as though to say, you don't know what that is, but you will know what that is. Fucking Wrexham. I'm English, and even I can read Wrexham in Welsh. Flint, F-L-I-N-T, as well as Flint, F-F-L-I-N-T. Just, it's boss. Stick with it, man. Plus, it winds up English. And if you can wind up the English, all the better for it, I say. It's boss Wales. You should go there. If you haven't been to Wales and you're watching this, go to Wales. But don't just go to Swansea or Cardiff or somewhere. Go to the north, to the west. Go to the coasts. Go to the hills, the valleys, mountains. Gorgeous, man. Have a wander. And when you're done there, go and get some Sherpa. If you can, go and hire some Sherpa. And then go and climb up the 38,000 feet Mount Pendle. From there, you can see everywhere on the planet and prove the fact that it's flat. Honest. It's a fact. Avon is river. Bard is poet. Was it? Barth, is it? We mentioned this earlier, didn't we? The River Avon, or the River Avon, is river. Pendle Hill, Pen, Hill, Dill, Hill, Hill. That was when Thomas's time to shine, when he bounced into the car earlier. Ambulance, that isn't that. Do you know what? Fuck this right now, English bastards. I want this changing. I want ambulance to be changed to ambulance in that exact writing. And I don't want it written backwards either. I want it written forwards. What a boss way of writing ambulance. It is, it's phonetic. That makes far more sense. More people around the world would be able to speak English if it was Welsh. That makes no fucking sense whatsoever, does it? Don't go to the valleys. No. Rhonda won't be happy. United are playing tomorrow night. What? Oh, it's Monday. Yeah, Monday, and it's not even New Year yet, is it? You were at Wrexham General Station and pointed out to the station master how odd the bilingual signs were. He suggested there was only one effing lift. He said it was only a small station.
Very poor. Very poor indeed.
Very poor indeed. Very poor. There's no effing lift. We had a sign in the pub. We had all kinds of stuff in the pub over the bar. One end of the bar there was Guinness, Murphy's, mild, and something else, and that we used to call boys for the black stuff down that end. We used to have the dwarfs corner because there was loads of proper little fellas. They were all like 5'2", 5'3". So we called it dwarfs corner, and then dwarves, of course, D-W-A-R-V-E-S, with a sign. There's no F in dwarves because there isn't. There's no such thing as dwarfs. It's dwarves with a V. Same as there's no such thing as roofs. It's roofs. For fuck's sake. It was a carjacking, but it was great. I enjoyed it. It was weird though, genuinely. Because I knew you were coming. That's why I baked you the cake. But just looking up and seeing someone with a Bears Paws staff t-shirt and shades. What's going on here? What's going on? You come from the Black Country. That is an incomprehensible language, unless you live there. But again, that's the beauty of language. The fact that Black Country, what is it, from Liverpool, 90 miles or something away, isn't it? 99 miles to Birmingham, so probably 80 odd to 90 odd miles to the Black Country. It's not that far away. And yet, two completely different accents, two completely different slangs. Words are completely different. Phrases, sayings, brilliant. almost the language, almost the land of Shakespeare. He was just down the road. And yet, bouncing around Dudley and places, are you thinking thee, thy and theirs? Madman. Yes, Aberystwyth is indeed black country on sea. Scousers go to Rhyl, Yam Yams go to Aber, or both. North Wales is very, very Liverpudlian. I think a lot of that as well. Mentioning this on the car ride on the way home from the airport on Sunday, on Boxing Day. My nan, my dad's mum, was evacuated to North Wales. Loads of kids from Liverpool were evacuated to North Wales. Loved it so much that they kept going back on holidays and eventually moved to North Wales. So there's a huge amount of Scousness getting sent to Wales, but the Scouse accent is very Welsh anyway. It's a mixture of Welsh and Irish and some other bits, Lancastrian and some other bits and pieces. That's why it sounds so similar, the whole area. Anywhere from Llandudno down to... I'm going to start singing Pinball Wizard then. You know what I mean? You saw a Brummie family on the seafront, a Herringle landed on the bar on the sea. Dad said, look at that big white crow. It's a big white crow. If you're in the middle of fucking nowhere, right? Was it 70 miles away from... We're only ever 70 miles away from the sea, anywhere in the UK. If you're in Birmingham, you must be 70 miles away. It'd be the only place. If you haven't seen proper seagulls, you would think it's a massive crow, wouldn't you? You can hear the accent. Barmouth, the only town in Wales with a Brummie accent. Ah. Look at it. Look at that big white crow. Size of it. Fucking great. I love the fact that we've got so many lunatic accents within such a small area. England's not big. Just on its own, England's not big. And yet you can go 20 minutes down the road and it's incomprehensible. Remember the cormorants on the rocks in the bay stretching their wings and looking like dragons? Must have blown a few Sutton coalfield mines. Cormorants are boss, aren't they? Isn't that what the liver birds are sort of based on, loosely based on? Loads more dolphins in the bay. Always a good sign about the ecosystem, that. Dolphins and porpoises and, I don't know, jellyfish and things like that. If they're round and about, we're doing all right. Killer whales, don't we, as well? Haven't we got some of them off the Welsh coast? I'm sure that I must have watched a BBC, I don't know, Spring Watch or something. Porpoisei, are they? That just sounds like a Roman village, doesn't it? What news from Porpoisei? Prince Charming, what? Cormorants are boss, yeah. They are the liver birds, which we were discussing 3 streams ago today. Very same day, 3 streams ago today. Bella and Bertie. And if they disappear, the town's about to fall into the sea or something, isn't it? Apparently that's what they say. Never saw dolphins. Didn't have the bottle. Nose. My mother-in-law bought her a chair for Christmas, wouldn't I just plug it in? Right. Do not go and buy a Sony FX3. Do not go and buy a 3D printer. Grow up, Ashcroft. Grow up. You see them more in New Quay down the road. Isn't that where Hubnut comes from? Or where he goes to? I think he's near there, isn't he? I'm sure he said New Quay. Looks a nice place down there. Seen some of the driving videos that they've done. Imagine the whole of fucking Wales is lovely. Again, if you're watching this and you've never been, go to Wales. And if you've got a decent car, go in that as well. Have a bit of a... Don't go too quickly though. Don't go too quickly, but have a wander around, get out. I want to go to Trevan. I'm going to Trevan at some point. See, Trevan. Pronounced with a V, not an F. You know it's spelled that way. Very small. Those are far away. What the fucking noise was that? Ah, that'll be what it is. Did it saw some great comedy in the Arts Centre Student Union. Barry Cryer, Jeremy Hardy. Ah, poor old Jazza Harder. Fantastic. What a comedian he was. Dara O'Brien. See, we're now starting to get fucking confused with more in Irish as well. Hubnut, you watch a bit of automotive YouTube. I couldn't take to him. A bit Marmite, I would say, but I don't mind. I like the fact that I watch a lot of car YouTube. Loads of it. Loads of British car YouTube. Just seems to be the same thing all the time. BMWs, MX-5s, Land Rover L322s, and it's boring the ever-loving tits off me. So when you see the likes of Hubnut, who's got an Invacar, who's got Daihatsus, all kinds of mad little off-grid kind of cars, him and furious driving. Although I do get a bit pissed off with him as well. I hate the non-automatic wankers. All cars are shit if they're automatic. Well, they're not. Some of them are much better because you don't have to change gear in them when you're stuck in fucking traffic like we always are. Plus, I've only got one working hand. Give me a break, man. And he's got Furious Driving's got an automatic Mercedes, which is the only car that you can count on, obviously, and it is an AMG as well. That's why you live. Are you still in Arbor? Get a Scooby, don't look back. Nah, I'm sticking with Mercedes, mate. I'm delighted with this. I got 48 miles to the gallon when I went on a run to North Wales. I got 36 miles to the gallon going to the match today in a 2-litre diesel. And it's comfy. I like it. I like it. I like it. Plus, apparently, according to my daughter, everybody in Southport knows that car now. All their mates. If they're looking for me for a lift, they can spot me a mile off. Black Mercedes with Ash written on the back of it. And that's without a Bears Paw sticker. Moved back 18 months ago. Very nice. Back in the SY23. You don't know how lucky you be. Back in the SY. Back in the SY. Back in the SY23. Got a house in Llanbadarn. Super Llanbadarn, la. It's lovely. This year, coming up, when it gets nicer, I am going to do far more travelling, I think. Around Wallers, Lake District. If I can build myself up to it, because obviously going to match today, I'm going to be wiped out for 3 days, but it was worth it watching us get swatted everywhere. There's a sliding door somewhere in your life where you'd still be there now. Llanbadarn. Lovely stuff. Lovely. And last time I was there, I could actually see the hills and mountains. There wasn't just this fog of rain over it. There was a bit of mist on the way back, that made it look even more lovely. Jordan the Blue Hour, it was fifth. It was fucking fit, lad. And of course, that time I didn't have my GoPro with me or one of my phones that I could plug in and show you. Like a fucking aegis. You can always come back. Yep. ABBA is waiting for you. You can never leave. Kick the bar on the seafront for you. Yep. Are there still the two Chinese takeaways on the front immediately next door to each other? Is this some kind of proper full-on rivalry as well? Do people go in one side for one thing and then back out for the other? I like this. I like the fish and the sausages in that side, but I prefer the chips in that side. You go in there, I'll go in here. We'll meet up later on beach. Visited last year, it pissed down. Raining in Wales, shock. Shock, horror. Right, well, fucking hell, it's 20 past 11. 20 past the 11. How have we gone from plastics and World War II, fungi and sliding doors Chinese restaurants? The whale's gone mad. Right, so let's clear up this here screen here, because we know what's going to happen. Have you got your dancing shoes ready? Have you? Morning, Jackie. Dancing shoes ready?
Another great night here at the Dales Pause. Folks, go give yourself a round of applause. We've had a good chat and told the odd joke. Now get in our hot tub for a post-stream soak.
Right, yeah, lovely to see you today as well, Thomas. Thanks, everyone. These streams get me through some shitty times, so I am really appreciative of it. Keep on being fantastic. And that's that.